comments and answer questions. If anyone watches, that is. All right, we're live. And we look pretty good. That's what we look like.
I'll try to get this on my
all right, let's
Instagram so people can.
It's shooting at 720p, which is completely fine. Okay. Turn the music down a little bit. All right. Welcome to our Over Podcast Twitch edition with Tanner Rakestraw. So, Tanner.
Hey there. Sorry, I'm
he's doing some advertisement.
Go follow me at Tanner Rakestraw.
I'll put that in the description or the title.
What's this? What do they look up to find us?
They just go on Twitch. This is the Twitch right here. You just leave that here. Just put twitch.tv/Over Podcast, lowercase, all one word. Podcasts. Podcast. Twitch.tv/Over Podcast.
Over beer.
No caps, no spaces, nothing like that. Very simple.
Yeah, that works.
Put it on all social media platforms. Okay, let's pull up some notes. All right. Let's put that right over here in the corner. All right, shut that down. All right, what's our first topic for the day, Tam?
Did you call me Tim?
Tam.
Oh. Man, you got the.
All right.
Notes.
Do you hunt?
Do I hunt? No.
Would you go hunting if you had the opportunity to go hunt?
I've been hunting before.
Oh, you have been?
I'm on there like regularly.
You do it regularly?
It's awesome though.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
The ethics of hunting. Do you support?
What ethics?
Like killing an animal in the wild and using its body and fluids and material on the animal to feed us, clothe us, and
Dude, I'm a Christian. I believe that's what they're here for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect makes sense then.
Nice.
Some people just don't believe that. Like, you shouldn't go, like, it's unfair to the animal to use a rifle.
Oh my god.
I know, it's totally ridiculous.
The same people that argue for that, like, oh, that's mean, you're hurting the animals. They're like,
it's dead, let's quit.
Yeah, my body, my choice.
Oh my god.
And they're vegans, but they don't mind, sucking a baby out.
To be a vegan, you kill more animals than a hunter.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
You have to kill every frog, every rabbit, every snake, every bird, every critter that eats your vegetables on the farmland. You have to kill with spray.
Pesticides.
Yeah, you got to kill them,
Yeah.
or they're gonna kill your pretty little cabbage. Yeah, they're gonna eat them up.
These are my quinoa beans.
My kosher bread. But anyways,
So you know how many rabbits died for that quinoa?
fuck, thousands of rabbits and thousands of snakes, birds. Mice have been slaughtered.
I could have 2 fur coats for that plate. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Oh.
So, and these bullets, they go, if you get them in the right spot, you hit them right below the shoulder, right
in the heart and lungs.
The heart,
It's the kill
lungs.
box.
It takes,
Same for
statistically,
people.
it takes 5 seconds for those lungs to fill up. They hurt for 5 seconds, and then it's over.
Oh yeah.
It's over. They cannot breathe,
The most painful.
and then they pass away.
Especially if you hit them in the heart.
No
oxygen
dropped.
to their brain, they just drop.
I've dropped a couple deer,
You
and
hit them right here in this diamond shape.
when you hit
Same
them,
thing for people.
when they bring their
Right here, the
right,
sternum
the white
for
diamond,
people,
the white
right up
diamond.
to here where the nipples are, and then back up to the collarbone. This is the kill shot. You hit someone in here, they're dropping.
That's how it works. So ethics of hunting, you are behind the ethics of hunting.
Meaning, you gotta define that.
There's
Ethics
some
on what side,
there's some ethics of hunting where you
gotta
can
use a crossbow because it's not fair to use rifles. I don't support that. Use a rifle if you want. Use full auto. I don't care.
The full auto, I don't support. That's not ethical for hunting.
You gotta dig it out of your own meat, so go for it.
I mean, I guess so.
More trouble for you.
Polar Knights likes the beard. He likes the beards.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
Polar Knights appreciate it. Trying to get a beard of my but my girlfriend told me if I get a beard, she grows a seven. I get a beard. She grows a 70s bush, and after googling, I see but sadly cannot be unseen. Baby face, or is it me? One day. So he's saying the girlfriend doesn't like the beards.
We talked about this before. Don't let your woman control you. If you want to grow a beard, by God, grow it.
But also, it's hard to manage sometimes if you don't have the right materials.
Yes.
You
gotta keep it
beard
trimmed.
oil. You gotta keep it trimmed to make it look nice.
You want a scraggly incel beard. You don't want to live.
See, this looks nice. This looks nice. Mine right now.
I just trimmed around here before I came over.
I'm a little spotchy.
I have a broad jawline to begin with, so the beard helps a lot. it's better for men with weaker jaw lines because it kind of hides that.
See, I got that chisel, bro.
Chisel. So
I got that chisel. It's
It doesn't
hard. I mean, it
matter.
pokes.
But you see that bush right
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
It just sticks out on a dude
Mm-hmm.
like you.
And it looks good on you. Looks good.
Thank
Looks
you.
really good.
Grow a beard, man. Do it.
I'm
Go for it.
trying.
If you got a baby face, grow a beard. Men were meant for beards.
It looks manly. That's what he says. It looks manly. Of course it does.
Absolutely.
That's why men can grow beards. That's what it's meant to be.
Women aren't supposed to look manly. That's why they
can't grow beards. That's why
Yeah,
they can't grow beards.
exactly.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So
So
I tell her grow the 70s bush. She won't do it. It's a bluff. If she does, it'll be gone in a week because she'll hate it. She's got to walk around with the itch, and you got a beautiful beard. She'll shave. You won't. You win. It's a bluff. Don't let her control you. Grow that beard, brother.
Power Knights, if you do have any questions, please leave them in chat. We will gladly talk about them.
Drop 'em
Any
off.
topic. We don't care. So I'm talking about the ethics of hunting. Are you a trophy hunter or are you a meat hunter? Meat or trophy?
Meat. I'm not,
Meat.
I've
You don't
never
care
done
about
the-
you don't care about the rack.
Unless you're going to Africa, because my sister's boyfriend does trophy hunting. And I mean, this guy goes to Africa. He's going to, where is it? Canada or something like that.
Canada. In Africa?
No. It's in Canada. But
Quebec?
It's not Quebec. It's way north. Way north.
Alright, it's way up north in
Like-
Canada.
French Canadian. I don't know. Whatever. He's going way up north. If someone can think of what I'm trying to articulate, let me know. But he's going up way north in Canada to hunt for moose.
Oh, I
Which
want to
are-
hunt moose in
I mean,
Yukon so bad.
They're like the size of an SUV. They're massive.
Massive. They can
They're
total your car.
fucking
Get one.
huge. They're
Huge. Have you seen the Mythbusters like simulate you hitting a moose with a car? Your whole hood and glass is
They don't
fucking
care.
gone.
They don't care.
no.
They'll get up and run off. They don't.
No, they
care.
don't. You can't hurt a moose unless you shoot a moose.
They're tanks. They're
Tanks.
tanks of nature.
Tanks of nature. And if you get charged by a moose, you're getting sliced in half by that moose.
Moose versus grizzly bear. I'd take the moose, man.
No, grizzly.
Really?
Grizzly, dude.
I think I'd take the moose.
The moose, they rather flight than fight. Rather
They're
fight than
aggressive though, man.
fight. If a bull in rut, if you get a gun between a bull and his cows, that bull will charge you. That bull will charge you. But any other day, that bull will fight. Will not fight.
Well, for a fight, it'd have to be. It couldn't be an aggressor.
Its
And then
only
something
weapon
running.
is these antlers. That's its only
Well-
weapon in that neck.
It's a massive tank.
It's a massive tank, and its gun is those antlers. They're massive slap hands. It's massive hand.
Bears
It
pin
slaps you.
Bears pin animals down and bite. First thing it's gonna do is try to claw. I don't think it's gonna get in clawing distance if that thing can just ram it like a truck.
But it has to ram it like a truck. If it misses, that moose is dead.
You want to do what was that show like Deadliest Warrior on Spike? You remember that?
Yeah, Deadliest. I love that. I think I binged it.
Oh,
All
yeah.
of them, and
You
I
need
loved
that
it.
with, like, a
All the
moose and a-
tactics, all the strategies,
Moose and a bear.
different guns, and
A moose and a black bear. It's gonna be the moose.
oh, black bear,
For sure.
moose. The
They're
black bear
tiny.
will fly. I guarantee it.
They're
Will
tiny.
fly.
A
They're
moose
small.
and a grizzly bear. I still think I'd take the moose.
Really?
I think so.
Polar said, moose, not hunting if you're not going to eat it. Of course. That would be poaching.
Yeah.
If you would hunt and just for sport. Not just like solely for sport, you just kill, post it, and leave if they're dead.
And hunt on your own land. Otherwise, pay the person
Or public land, of
their
course.
land you're hunting on. Public land. I don't know about that.
Public land? Oh, it's complete. I'm completely down for public land, but it's more managed. It's more managed in private lands
You
because
want to bring politics into it? I don't think we should have licenses for hunting
really
or fishing.
because then everyone's gonna hunt and then we're gonna over hunt. I think we're gonna over hunt and then public lands will be you're worthless.
Fine.
That's not fine
No.
because you need
I
population
don't
control
think
for
we
these
need a
animals.
license for it.
Well, the license.
Tell you what, you can feed your family with the amount they give you. So you
One
don't
deer
rely-
can feed a family for about a month.
Oh yeah.
Four.
So I'd say they could.
Oh, he's from Norway. Polar's from Norway. That's crazy.
Norway.
Norway.
Man,
We're getting viewers from Norway, man.
that's I don't know.
That's crazy. All right, he also
What's
says,
it like over there? You can hunt.
is it cold in Norway? Is it cold? Is it flat? Is it hilly?
I don't know.
What is
My
it?
other-
Describe me in Norway.
My other sister's boyfriend is from Denmark,
That's close, isn't it? That's just a neighbor.
Scandinavian country,
Okay.
and it's relatively cold up there. That's Viking territory.
Yeah.
He's Nordic. I tell you, I bet anything he's Nordic. If you're Nordic, you gotta grow a beard, man.
You
What's
have
wrong
to. It's
with
like a
you?
requirement.
Come on. You got Viking blood. Don't
All right,
let a
yes,
woman tell what
you
to
can
do.
hunt on state land. Here we don't have the property laws. You have, okay, so he doesn't have that open land property law.
Okay.
He can't just walk on any land and hunt. So there's only private lands, I think, is what he's saying. Last winter, my diesel in my truck turned to
jello.
Turned to jello.
The heater was on.
So he froze. He froze up. That sucks. So it's cold in Norway, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet it's cold. So I'm more of a meat hunter. I don't really care what's on the rack unless it's unpassable. Like, I would love to see that on my wall, but that's not why I'm hunting it. I hunt it to feed myself and my family.
Eat it.
Of course, you can eat
You
anything.
can always freeze it and then eat it later.
I mean, it's good for a couple of years.
Eat the meat, yeah.
Of course.
Eventually.
I would like to learn how to skin. There's a technique where you put a golf ball, like you skin the neck and then you pull down the skin, and then have a golf ball and you wrap it in the skin of the back of the neck, and then you get a hook, tie it to a 4-wheeler, and you just go, and then it skins the whole deer.
What?
It skins the whole deer. Like you just tie the neck up to a tree, and then skin up to the fiber and the skin and the what do you call it?
You do the
same
thing.
Skin. What do you call this? That's not skin, but the fur or the
epidermis.
hide. You eat the hide.
Yeah.
Eat the hide, and you put a golf ball in it.
Words.
Put the golf ball in it. Wrap it up with that cord, and then just rip it.
That's how you skin a rabbit.
Oh,
Did
rabbit!
your mom
You just
ever do that to you, where she's like, "Ooh, skin a rabbit" when you were a kid?
Nah,
My mom did that to me whenever
I don't
I was
think
like really tiny and she was changing me. She'd grab my shirt and be like, "Hold your arms up, skin a rabbit."
Oh, this is the guy for this podcast. I live on a small island in North Norway. Fishing and hunting is a part of life.
Yeah.
So they have to hunt to live.
That's awesome.
Dude, that's the kind of life I want to live. That's how we take grocery stores, we take supermarkets for granted, because there's always gonna be food around in the United States. For some,
You gotta learn how to hunt.
You gotta learn how to hunt. If you're gonna live in these parts of the country like Norway, you gotta learn how to hunt, or you're gonna pass away. You're not gonna live right.
I'd rather live on lots of land with a pretty home.
I want to live in a place like Polo Knights lives in an open country, like limited technology, limited you gotta go to survive.
Yeah,
So you're not gonna sit on your ass.
I wouldn't want to leave the U.S., but at the same time, shit's gonna boil over bad here pretty soon.
You think
it's not a religious war; it's a race war. It's a political war. It's gonna be a war of something.
A war of something.
We're aggressing each other at all fronts.
I agree with that.
So eventually, it's gonna boil over at some point.
We have one store, but it's open, limited. It's only limited. It's only open for a couple hours a day. So you can't go to the grocery store like 24/7 like Walmart. You can't do that. And here in Norway, you cannot do that. That's nuts. And I would love to just go outside. Hey, I'm hungry. Let's go hunt.
It's a little extreme for me, but I'm like a halfway point between that life.
You got limits, Tanner. You got some limits.
I like some comforts, but.
Would you ever go to Alaska if you had the chance? For a month?
No.
You would not go to Alaska for a month?
No. I don't like Alaska.
Why not? Too cold?
Yeah.
Too cold?
Too isolated.
That's what I love about it. It's so quiet. And once, we're in the city. And so if I go out to Alaska or like anything like that, am I still streaming? I can't tell. Yes, I am. Yeah, I just have to manage it sometimes because sometimes that
cuts off and acts weird.
It cuts out, yeah. And I have to manage the battery, so I gotta get somewhere to put the battery up on it. Here, hold the laptop right quick. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get this set up where it can sit and be charged up.
Okay.
But what do you call it? I can go to the store on the mainland, but it will be a 12-hour trip back and forth. 6 hours to get there and 6 hours back. So I would never want to go to a supermarket there. I just want to just keep.
Dude, that's like us driving to Florida.
Florida for food, just for food,
like salt.
Shit, if you're on a salt, just go find a rock or something like a salt rock.
What salt rock? You're in Norway.
All right, what's some more questions on my laptop? By the way, Polar, if you have any questions of lighting or sound, let us know so we can improve our podcast. It's buffering.
Yeah.
It's paused.
You probably got another half hour before you gotta take a piss.
That's cool, dude. That's cool. Let me take that off the Wi-Fi. It's probably an issue because Wi-Fi in here is pretty trash.
Yeah. I'm gonna check my Looney Tunes game real quick.
Oh, that's not running on. That's running straight on LTE. Okay. Hold on. Okay, we're going now. We're going now.
We're going?
We're going. Okay, so you got have to walk. Last run of my diesel and smart truck. Oh yeah, you already said that. I can show you. If you're willing, yeah, if you want to.
Sure.
There's some more questions about ethics of hunting, video games and kids. Will we talk about that and rated M games? Where do you think the rated M games should be at? Because right now it's like 18. What's up?
Happens to me too. I hate it. But
rated M games. What do you think?
Rated M games. I mean, really, I think it's fine how it is.
You think it's fine? 18 years old.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you.
This doesn't matter anyways. Parents are gonna buy it as long as it's not enforced. Like you have to be 18 to play it. That's different. I'm not for that at all. You can play it at any age. I don't care.
That's
but you have to be 18 to buy it.
Yes.
As far as playing it, that's up to your parents. If your parents
and that's where this fails. Is your parents? The parents are at full fault for these kids being connected to school shootings, which I don't believe video games are any connection to.
Well then, okay, let's not even draw that line there. It's not the parents' fault. It's not the video game's fault. You know, you want to draw trends, draw it between the kid and what he believes in. You know, unless someone puts in their psycho manifesto, you know what, I played No Russian 4 times in a row and thought, this is for me.
Oh!
That would be...
If you don't know what No Russian is, just play Call of Duty, what, Modern Warfare 1?
Modern Warfare 2.
2.
It was like the 4th mission.
4th mission, you just play it yourself. No look it up on YouTube. We won't explain it here. Yeah. But yeah, just watch that.
Oh, man.
Okay, fine. It's where these 4 Russians go into an airport and just shoot everybody. That's what No Russian's all about.
You're a CIA undercover agent. And you're trying to get in.
I need to piece that together, dude. Really?
You're a CIA agent, and that's the only mission you play as that CIA agent.
I thought you were literally a Russian.
No, you go in there to try to gain the trust of the guy you're shooting up the place with.
I did not know that.
So you're not even on the Russian side. You're shooting up this Russian airport with these guys, murdering all these innocent people. Then you murder the security officers. Then you murder the cops. And then finally you murder the SWAT agents before you get in the van to drive away. And as you're driving off, the guy, the leader of the terrorist group, turns around and shoots you in the head because he knew you were American all along.
I knew that, but
here's the thing. This is the genius behind that mission. They killed you and left you because you were American. So the only body of the terrorists they would find was an American body.
And then it would be...
And Russia thought the Americans committed that act of terror instead of Russians against their own people. So...
That's crazy!
That terrorist event, whatever, that mass shooting in Russia in this video game...
It's all a video game, Call of Duty.
Is what kicked off the war between Russia and the U.S. Was No Russian. That was the point of the mission. They wanted to start a war between Russia and the U.S.
I probably knew it back then, but...
Crazy, man. It's crazy.
That's nuts.
But even then, I mean, no one went out and shot up a school.
No one. Back in the day, no.
No one.
This is totally new stuff in the past, like, 2-3 years.
Just after Columbine era. And those kids were just kind of outcast, bullied. There you go, man.
Beer me, man. Oh, man.
Ooh, I want to spill it. There you go.
I'll spill it. Thank you.
Really cold one. Should have all napkins up here.
By the way, we usually have another co-host or host, Trace Jenkins, but he is unavailable because he is tired.
He's disposed at the moment.
He's disposed. He's probably at home crashed. But
more likely.
So, video games not connected to social shootings at all. I don't believe it.
Facebook is more detrimental to your mental health.
Yeah. The Karen's the 40-year-old Karen.
The Facebook moms are shivering.
Yep.
In their Prada boots that they bought secondhand.
Their UGG shoes. Their UGG shoes.
No, not Facebook, as they scramble to get Xanax in their hand.
Oh, here's the question. Never going to happen. Russia and U.S. knows they can't win a nuke war. Do you think we're ever going to get into a nuke war with Russia and us, USA?
No, Russia's already activated Dead Hand. We're not going to war with Russia.
Dead Hand. Explain.
Okay, I think it was back during the Cold War. Russia had a system called Dead Hand. And it was like some sort of system that could sense seismic activity. So if a nuclear bomb was dropped on a Russian city, it would sense that seismic activity and would activate nukes to wherever it was sent from. So as soon as they found out, oh, we're getting bombed, it would pick up that seismic activity, even if no one's there to fire the missiles, this system will fire the missiles automatically towards the country that shot it. So if we bomb Russia, we're getting bombed
back.
No matter what. Even if we kill them all, we're still getting bombed back.
Because machines
will then shoot nukes at us.
That sounds like, you know what that sounds like? Terminator.
What is that movie, like War
Judgment Day.
Yeah, we're not bombing Russia, and Russia's not bombing us.
So you don't have that fear?
No, I don't really think Russia's...
I don't have that fear either, because they're both, even though Russia is a communist country, correct? Am I right on that?
No.
No, okay, see,
They were, well, oh man, because that's a difficult one.
Okay, let's just say they're not democratic. Not democratic, but
they used to
democracy. They're not
it's kind of like a dictatorship.
Okay, we'll say they're a dictatorship.
Okay, Putin was elected, but he was elected too many times, and he's like, what are you gonna do about it? Fourth election.
I'll just be your dictator.
What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? You're not gonna do anything. I'll keep leading, and he's doing an all right job. Kinda. I mean, he's not our friend, but he's not our enemy.
Okay.
All the Jewish communists that did populate Russia have since left.
Okay.
So Russia's no longer communist. We actually have more of a problem with communism now than Russia does.
Did you see the newscast of the Socialist Party and that gym, like doing like a socialist like group? Did you see that?
You are triggering me? Is that everything?
Yeah, they're like
social anxiety.
Yes, the social overload, the sensory overload.
My sensory overload. Oh my god, that's who.
Sensory overload.
Those are the new socialists.
Oh my god, we have nothing to worry about. We have nothing to worry about.
Well, no, it's all about recruitment, but those are the only people that you can recruit to the socialist side. They aren't the socialist leaders we have to worry about.
True. But even then, we still haven't. I don't think we have anything to worry about.
Okay, look. You want to explain Russia and communism to you?
Explain it to me in Twitch.
Okay.
Explain it to our viewers and me.
I'll start with the
I learn a lot from Tanner. Tanner is a super intelligent fellow. I learn a lot in our. If you go on our Spreaker.com/over-beer podcasts, YouTube, it's all going to be on here under the panels below my channel right now, and it will link up the YouTube. I haven't edited that video yet. We just got done shooting that, so I'll edit it tonight with Tanner. We'll see what we can release, and I will release it tonight or tomorrow. Fantastic. And then that will be on Twitter, that'll be on Spreaker, that'll be on YouTube, and he will be in the description. You can check him out on his podcast show.
No gray areas. You can follow me on Instagram. Yeah. I always live stream it, and then I upload it
on Mondays, right?
Mondays at 7. I always upload it now to YouTube when I'm done.
You ever cut anything?
No.
Just leave it all in. No gray areas.
No.
No gray areas.
No. But I'll explain it to you. If you really want to do some research on it yourself, look up the Bolshevik Revolution. And that was Jewish communists taking power in Russia, pushing for communism very heavily. They killed it was tens of millions, maybe even 100 million Christians in Russia.
Speak a little bit.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, after they killed these tens of millions, hundreds of millions of Christians in Russia, this Jewish conglomerate pushed communism on Russia. It didn't work out so well. Then they started moving west after they were kicked out. And they populated mostly Western Europe at that time, a little bit of Eastern Europe. And from there, you had the problems that arose with Nazi Germany, why Hitler didn't like the Jews. Because, for one, they were communist.
Also, in World War I, they were in control of the money.
Yes. They were the money lenders.
They're the reason why, well, not reason, but that's why Hitler thought that they were in depression because the Jews had all the money. And they weren't giving any money to Germany to rebuild. At
a certain point, they were. If you should read Mein Kampf, where he talks about his views, the guy was very smart. Whether or not you want to say he was crazy, maybe crazy, he may have just been angry and lashing out.
Oh, we lost connection.
No,
we're good.
No, we're good.
We're good.
Okay.
We're in a bad part of the house where it doesn't really get a lot of reception. Then again, guys, if you're still watching, leave questions down below. We would love to answer them. Sorry for interrupting.
As far as Hitler goes, he hated communism. And he hated the communists. He thought the working class was being lied to because communism would just bolster up the political class and would enslave the working class, as it has shown to do. He hated communists. The only ones pushing communism in Germany were Jews, because they had just left Russia, where they had pushed communism. Russia was communist long before Germany was National Socialist Party, the Nazis of Germany.
Yeah.
And they were trying to push communism onto the Western countries.
Yes.
He did not like that.
Hitler
He didn't care for it.
No.
And the Frankfurt School is what it was a long name for it, but it was in Frankfurt, Germany, and that had some of the great Jewish minds of Saul Alinsky was a student there. One of the professors there was Sigmund Freud. And these were
I like Sigmund Freud.
He was a sick fucking dude.
Sick?
He was
you don't like Sigmund Freud?
Talking about he didn't like his dad and he had sexual thoughts towards his mom.
Hold on. No, we don't live in a frat house. See things are really in a frat house.
No.
No, this is my parents' house before I go off to college in Arkansas. And now I'll continue there with a different location, a different setup. No, this is we're just starting up in my parents' house in the upstairs room. This is called the entertainment room, where we just hang out.
You see the footballs.
New TV behind you. There's trophies and there's workout behind me. But no, we're not living in a frat house. Sorry for interrupting. Got it.
No problem.
Well, but yeah, so you think Sigmund Freud is a sick?
He was sick and fucked up in the head, dude.
I did back up his little bit of a psychology he picked up.
Some of his psychology
was pretty good, but some of it's kind of fucked up.
Some of the science was okay. He was fucked up though, and a lot of his ideals, especially political, were fucked up. He was a sick motherfucker, and he was Jewish.
Yeah, he was.
A lot of them were Jewish. It was massive. It was a super majority Jewish school, and they left after Germany became Nazi Germany because they were being persecuted. And when you start drawing the lines, you start seeing, well, they're pushing communism. Hitler hated communism. They're trying to destroy the working class. They're trying to destroy the families. Money lending and usury was huge, so price gouging and giving out loans that people can never pay back means the country's in continual debt. So they were already in debt from World War I, and they're never getting out of debt with moneylenders and big banks controlling them. And so he wanted an ethno-state and to push them out. So as far as an expulsion goes, I wouldn't have had a problem with it. I don't think World War II would have ended up like it did had Hitler not killed the Jews and just expelled them from the country. Kind of like a massive deportation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a German country. We want everyone to be German. So if you're not, if you're Jewish, if you're from another country, you have to leave. And that's a little more democratic.
That's kind of like what's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
And I thought that was fine. If he had done that, that would have been fine. He took more of a more radical route, with the extermination, if you believe that. As far as the burnings and the number quota they have of 6 million, there weren't 6 million Jews that died because there were only 5.9 million Jews living in Europe. Yeah. So,
but you round up. That's what make the numbers look bigger.
So many millions escaped.
Oh yeah.
Millions
a lot
survived.
Of them what's that movie that helped? What's his name? That helped millions escape. It's a popular movie, black and white movie.
Schindler's List.
Schindler's List.
Maybe.
Who was the main who was the main actor in that movie? Plays Zeus in Wrath of Titans, Clash of Titans.
Hell man, I don't know.
By the way, Pollard thinks he's gonna get a bank because he's blowing up chat.
Is the dude from Taken?
Yeah.
We'll find you.
Yes. What's his name?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
He's in that movie.
But
he's Schindler.
It was not 6 million.
I think.
There was also typhoid in their work camps. They weren't death camps. They were work camps, and there were
some death camps.
There were typhoid fever going around, right? So these
like
people were affected
malnourishment,
and they were living in very poor conditions.
Oh yeah.
So diseases festered.
Oh, I bet.
And the only way you can keep these diseases, typhus in particular, from spreading is to burn the bodies. So when they got sick and they died, they burned the bodies. And then when you walk in and just see a bunch of ashes and limbs, you think, oh shit, they were just burning people. They weren't burning them. They didn't throw them alive in ovens.
You don't think
they were burning dead bodies? As far as gassing, maybe, I don't know.
I believe the gassing.
Zyklon B was also a cleaner they used on cars and airplanes then. It was a decontaminant.
Where do you get all this information from?
everywhere, man. Everywhere. Zyklon B was very popular and was used for a lot of cleaning. It's kind of like dousing people with disinfectant spray, you know, like Febreze. If you just had a room fill up with Febreze, but this was in the 40s when, you know, you could still buy like over-the-counter meth and shit.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, I really don't think they had any idea of the detriment of it. If they did, then maybe. But as far as the mass burnings and they're just running trains through gas chambers, that didn't happen. There was no written record of it. And there were atrocities on the Eastern Front bordering Russia that were actually committed by Stalin. Stalin had his men dress up like Nazi soldiers and slaughter towns.
No.
And it was written down Russian documents that were released.
No,
Dude,
no.
On the Western Front of Russia, Eastern Front of Europe, they were Russian soldiers. I could
What?
It'd take me a little while to find it again.
I don't think
but they were. I promise you, Stalin gave the order, had his soldiers slaughter villages to make the Nazis look bad. And why would he want the Nazis to look bad? Because they were vehemently anti-communist. And he was an atheist. He had no moral compass of any kind. He was just a dictator.
I don't think Stalin did that. No.
Stalin was. He was a sick motherfucker. Stalin was worse
I
than
need
Hitler.
you to give me these links.
All right.
I will read them up.
I can do it after the podcast, sure.
Of course.
But,
and
look, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's one thing. But
that's okay if you're
but
wrong.
I'm not a liar. I'm not.
I don't believe you're making this up.
I'm not saying things that are lies intentionally. I promise you, I'm telling the truth.
I think it's a little bit far-fetched. A
It's
little far-fetched.
But every history book pre-1945 was in perfect unison. They all worked together, collaborated, had very similar, if not the exact same stories until 1945. And then everything about history and politics was flipped on its head.
That's
and
interesting.
you want to know why we have such a big problem with communism and socialism in the U.S. today? Is because do you know where that Frankfurt School went after they fled Germany in '39?
I'm sorry, I was reading chat. I didn't try to pay attention.
Sorry, in 1939, the Frankfurt School in Germany left Germany because Nazi Germany came to power, Hitler came to power, and he wanted to get the Jews out of his country.
Okay,
You know where that communist Jewish school went?
Here?
They came right here
Yeah.
to California, in the United States.
Okay.
That's where they settled. And the first thing they did, because they were professors, is they got jobs at universities. The U.S. also took in 11,000 professors that were Jewish because it was a safe bet.
Yeah.
They were persecuted. We need them to come over here and give them jobs in academia. And that's what we did. After World War II, we took in a little over 11,000 Jewish professors that were majority, if not all, communist and socialist. At the very least, they were Marxists. And they started teaching the kids at a very early age.
And this is where probably the Red Scare started happening. Early stages of Red
More
Scare.
than likely. If you ever looked up the 11-point plan, you know what I'm talking about.
Like you said, Tanner's
people
going to let me
out
know
churches.
all the links, and if I'm able to, I can put the links down in the panels.
You pull up the Frankfurt School 11-point plan right now. Empty people out of churches, confuse people about their sexual identity, spread homosexuality and drunkenness. The idea of the 11-point plan and the Frankfurt School was that communism was set up wrong and it was a failure because it relied on the working class revolting by themselves. And because we're capitalists and our lower class has the ability to move up, no one was unhappy with their allotment in life.
Yeah.
They weren't born to be a worker. They were just born. And if you were a worker and you make smart investments, you can move up to upper class. There's mobility in our classes. They didn't like that. They wanted communism.
And we lost speed.
Oh, man.
Nope, we didn't lose speed.
It was
I don't know what's going on here.
We're getting censored. Oh, we're getting censored.
Oh, no.
Bar the windows.
We're getting shut down. FBI's at the doors.
The ABC guys are here.
KGB? No. Paula was saying, are you moving to studying to a university? The history buff. You're labeled as the history buff.
The history buff. Thank you.
The history buff. Is he following you when he's done? Is he done with college next year?
Don't knock that hair over.
I'm not gonna spear over. What are you doing?
I'm busting up in here.
What are you busting up in here for?
Because I need my charger.
All right.
Is there a live podcast?
Yeah,
going on?
Yeah,
we're
live
live
right
right now,
now, dog.
Hey!
Oh.
Hey! Live
Oh yeah.
from Bartlett, Tennessee.
Oh, there it is. They don't know where they are. People from Norway can come
Shoot us.
shoot us up.
Awesome.
Oh,
I'm talking politics. So,
Bart.
Shut it. But he's asking. No, he's not my brother. But do we look alike, Tanner?
I don't know.
Do we, Kev?
Yeah, coach.
I'll leave it right here.
It's already so
It's
You're
already
too
wood. Oh well.
Um.
Thanks for popping in there, old man.
Hey, y'all need a commentary from the older generation?
No, we are good. Thanks though.
Peace out.
Wow, three people from all over the world just probably saw you just act like an idiot.
3 people.
3 people from I don't know where. Another one from Norway. If you're still watching.
More likely.
There you go.
You want me to throw that away?
No, we're good. Thanks.
See, there's a beer bottle down there.
Oh, is it empty? Yeah, it is. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Cool.
I'm just here to serve.
Appreciate it.
But
Y'all don't look alike. Maybe it's the beard.
maybe.
Okay. Maybe it's the
So
beard.
bringing these
But
professors
hold on,
in
before we start, let me answer some of these questions. One day I want to be a president. I just need some Russian friends first.
You need some Jewish friends to be president.
I guess so. But to answer your previous question,
Let me tell
so you're moving. I'm moving to a university. I'm moving to a state and a university in a different state. I'm not in anywhere until I set that all up. But if Tanner me and Tanner ever meet again, I would love to have him back on the
Absolutely,
podcast.
man.
I would love to have him back, but no, he's not following me. He has his own life. He's going someplace else. Correct?
Mhm.
Totally not near where I'm going. Probably. I don't know.
Odd choice, Arkansas.
You going to Arkansas?
Excuse me. No, I was just saying that's an odd choice.
What's
Why
that?
Arkansas?
Why Arkansas? It's because it's not far away, but far away enough.
Yeah.
It's far
I
away.
understand that.
I'm a little homesick sometimes, so I'll come back home if I want
Like
to,
you'll
and it's
come
not a
back,
big
yeah.
deal. Won't be a
I
big deal.
understand.
And they have a really good media program. That's why I'm
Yeah.
going.
Oh,
And
nice.
also ROTC, which is a army program. You know what ROTC
I
is?
know what ROTC is.
It's an army program where I'll become an officer in the army and lead platoons, and I would use that ROTC. Tennessee, I can't believe. Yes, these are my real teeth. These are all real teeth. He thinks we have our own teeth in Tennessee because we're Hicks. We're Hicks. That's the joke.
Thinks we have fake
He
teeth.
thinks we have fake teeth. Like
No.
these are real teeth.
Yeah,
But,
me again.
But yes,
Yeah.
if we ever get together again, yes, we will. have a
Absolutely.
podcast, of course.
No,
So
no,
I don't
no.
want to interrupt you anymore. But
I was just gonna wrap up what I was saying.
you're just gonna wrap up your saying.
Yeah, it
Okay,
was,
cool. Go ahead.
That's where the socialist
Kill it,
communist ideology came from. Because, well, honestly, Nazi Germany wasn't our enemy in World War II.
Really?
It wasn't.
Who was our enemy?
Hitler didn't have plans of world domination,
Yeah, he did.
and I don't believe he was the aggressor.
Yes, he did.
In Europe.
What?
I don't believe Britain was the aggressor.
No, Britain did do.
Man, Britain was the
Tanner.
aggressor. Britain was real heavy in their aggressive department. They were
You don't
pushing-
think
he
that
mar-
Germany wanted to take over the world? They wanted to take over everything.
I don't think so.
I think so.
He pushed through Poland. He just marched troops through Poland.
Because he couldn't. Because we arrived. He couldn't go any further. He took over France. He almost got to Britain.
No,
Almost.
Hitler was pushing to go to Russia. He wanted the communists.
Well,
dead.
because that's Japan's fault. Fucking that up.
He wanted the communists dead, and when he decided to march his troops all through Europe, some other countries had a problem with it.
Oh, of
And
course.
if you consider marching troops through a territory, then yeah, he was the aggressor. But I don't believe they were the target. Some of these other countries they kicked it off. After the marching troops, there was no diplomacy. No other European country had any interest in dealing with him on a political level. They saw him as too out there and decided to nip that in the bud. But no, he was not the psycho-aggressive, world-dominating dictator we think of. I don't think he was a great guy. I don't
No, he was a
necessarily-
terrible guy.
I don't
If
think
he
was
became
someone
an
to look up
artist,
to.
if he became an artist as he wanted to be, we would never have this problem.
Well, you know, if Karl Marx just shut his mouth and kept writing papers, we wouldn't have this problem either.
Yep.
But no, I don't think Hitler was as bad of a guy as people make him out to be.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
We all have a bad side. But we
That
have a
is
good
interesting.
side. Because I don't believe Hitler was Satan. He wasn't the literal devil. Okay? And if you're not actually the devil, there's some good in you. There's some side that has a selfless interest. He was serving. I mean, what did he really love? He loved his country. He loved his people.
Oh yeah, Hitler and his patriotism for Germany was outstanding.
And
He
I
loved
saw
his
no-
country.
I saw no problem with that.
No, there was no
people
problem
thought
with
he
that
was a
about him.
psycho. No. He
No,
loved his people. He loved the German white people.
He just took it too
He
far.
loved his country. And
he cut corners.
I think he cut corners.
He did things that he should not have done to get to where he was.
If he had taken it slower and been more democratic and a little more political,
and we probably would have been friends. Maybe, maybe
He'd
not.
been-
I don't know.
he'd
That
been
is
fine.
a history will never come ashore.
let me tell you, Hitler could have expelled the Jews, continued on. I don't think
We would have disagreed, but I don't think we would have. We would not be at war for it. But if Germany just exiled the Jews, and just that, and did not invade France nor Russia or threaten to invade
If it
Britain,
had tightened its
we would not
borders
have been
and said,
involved.
This is
and-
Germany. Leave us alone. It'd been fine.
Yeah, we would not have been in war. We would not have
Because
been in war,
he
but it
did-
wouldn't have been right.
he
It would
did-
not have been right.
What do you mean it would have been right?
Well, I don't know. To
To
just
keep them out
exile
of the country?
because it was.
If you have a group of people actively working against the best interests of
No,
their
I didn't know
country,
No, I know the
okay,
broad
you
picture.
said
I don't know the
Jewish-
details.
Okay, our country right now is almost as bad as what Germany was like then as far as political sense. See, 1940s, America was all white for the most part. It was majority white, and we were all mostly Christian, majority Christian,
Yeah.
and had the same political views. We disagreed about small things, but for the most part, we all had very similar political views.
Back in the
and
day, we did.
we all wanted what was best for our country.
Yep.
That is not at all what Germany was like. Germany was wrestling with the idea of communism, a lot like we are today, where people are pushing actively for socialists, or socialists pushing for socialism, communism, Marxism. They wanted a superpower, a communist state. And, I mean, you can attribute that to the Jews being the pushers, the influencers of it, because they were the majority of who was pushing for it. I mean, if the majority, say, 13% of the U.S. is black, I'll say 8 to 10% of that 13% was pushing for communism here,
Yeah.
you couldn't just say, well, no one else is, but they are. I mean, you have that 4% that's not, they don't care, but the majority is. And I think we'd be better off if they left. Hitler felt like we'd be better off if they died.
That's heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Another
it's
kind
shitty,
of
but
another kind of relatable topic that happened here in the United States. Polar Knights is not agreeing with a lot of things you're saying, but that's completely fine. We're
well,
all
being
kind of
in
opinions.
Norway, I mean, they are.
It's totally different. It's totally different up there.
The political climate over there is fucked.
Think
Anywhere
so?
in Europe right now is fucked. I'd be surprised if he gets any honest information, and that's nothing personal against the guy. Thanks for watching.
Government
and
government
kudos.
lies probably.
But yeah, the government censorship in European countries
And
is about.
in our country too. Yeah.
It's 10 times worse than here, though. Because we can always request documents from our government if we feel like they're hiding something. That's how we found out about the mind control shit. MK Ultra.
Okay.
And
But
how they-
another topic that kind of relates to the deportation of a massive group. I don't remember his name, but he was a black man who had his own government in the United States. He had over 2 million followers, and they were going to build a boat to go back to Africa, and the KKK was supporting them to kick him out. Ain't that crazy? No, but like they were just sick of us, like the United States community. I'm not gonna say what race. I don't remember what, so I'm not gonna like stick it to a color. But the United States community was sick of the black community being in this country because we just didn't have respect, and I don't respect those times. But it happened. It's history. We can't say anything about it.
Well, at the same time, if you
Hold
look
on.
at the black community now, it's a shitstorm. all communities are a shitstorm, but
anyways,
if you look at where all the experimental social programs have been injected, welfare, food stamps, no-fault divorce, it's all been injected to the black community first. That's why there's a 70% illegitimacy rate. No one in the black community is graduating high school. The black community is falling downhill because, our democratic superpowers have decided to be the malevolent leaders, or no, it's benevolent leaders of the black people. They are the courageous superpower leaders that will lead them to fairness and justice and social justice.
Yeah, this black man was able to round up 2 million or 1 million, I don't remember the number, but it was a lot of black people.
Did it work?
No, because the government found flawed. They searched every corner and every crack to find some flawed to be able to put him in a lawsuit where they shut this thing down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
they didn't want them
the white community, or the non-black community, let's just say, needed the black community to build the country. Because back in the Reconstruction, we needed black folk to build our buildings, build our factories. It was hard times, but that's history. But we needed them. We needed them. And this was all in Harlem. This is all, I think, in New York.
As far as keeping them around,
they wanted to leave.
New York's always been a very liberal city, and I believe they didn't want them to leave.
I'm not a fan of New York because of...
I believe they didn't want them to leave because it meant votes. It meant power.
No, it wasn't none about votes. It was just like disrespect, so the black community just wanted to leave. And the KKK supported them because, that makes sense because they don't want them here. So, let's just give them some money to help them build a boat and get out of here to go back to Africa.
The white community and black community have never gotten along. Actually,
we never did.
Okay, the Native Americans and the black community have been here since almost the start of the country. Almost. Well, the Native Americans had been here before us.
Of course.
The blacks came a few decades after. But they are the least assimilated.
What? I'm sorry?
They are the least assimilated. The Native Americans and the blacks.
Yes.
They've been here the longest, and they've assimilated the least. They have their own culture, their own identity.
Yep. They
don't identify as American. I'm Indian or I'm black. Or Native American or I'm black.
Or African American.
They don't consider themselves American.
Interesting.
Some do. Some do.
Some don't.
Like Jesse Lee Peterson. He's a black reverend. Does a political thing. I like that guy. Awesome dude. Man of God. But it's like he says, not all, but most.
Stop. But Polar Knight said Norway's a major oil producer and it has plowed its energy earnings into the fund in order to fund pensions and other government expenses. The fund's managers announced Tuesday that currency shifts have helped push its value above $1 trillion for the first time. So that's a good for... we might invade you, actually, because the United States loves oil.
Well, we have our own oil that we've been
That's just a joke, though. You tell the United States Army that they have oil, we'll go invade you. That's the joke.
Because that's why we've been invading the Middle East is
to
help Israel and to get oil.
Yep.
Because Iraq, Afghanistan, Iran, Syria, they're all enemies of Israel.
Israel and Iraq never been friends.
No.
So we're trying to help out Israel and getting rid of the
Iraq and Iran and Syria have always been enemies of Israel.
Is it because of religion? Probably. Yes. Mostly religion?
Muslims hate Jews and Jews hate Muslims.
That's been around since the time.
Muslims hate Christians and Jews hate Christians.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Abrahamic religions all dislike each other. There's nothing in the Christian holy book that speaks about Muslims or Jews. They're not not Muslims at least. There are some passages that speak against the nature of Jewish people in the Bible. But none of those religions have gotten along. Us Christians, the Muslims, the Jews, never gotten along.
Yeah, I believe that. They never got along with anything.
And I don't think you can force people into a room and say you have to get along because
that's what's won't happen.
Diversity is not our strength. It's better that the Muslims have their own country, the Jews have their own country, the Christians have their own countries.
But don't you think if we have our own, let's just say, in a perfect world, that Africa was run by the African American country, African American communities in the United States was ran by the whites.
It always was.
But let's just hold on. In a perfect world, let's just say that they all ran their own countries, right? Every ethnic group ran their own countries and all their own towns and whatnot,
Sure.
whatever. I think war would spike up a lot.
No.
If the black community, because there's going to be some that just want to come over. And they're going to come over, and then we're going to try to kick them out. They want to stay, and then it's going to spark up war. I think diversity has helped us out.
Why would they want to come here? The whole world hates the U.S., but they all want to live here. Why is that?
Because to have jobs, to make some money, because that's the American dream, to have a job,
Because
to
they're
have a
wealthy.
home, because become wealthy.
They want to become wealthy. We're wealthy. We have the wealth. They want the wealth. They come over. They get it.
That's right.
But they hate us. Why would you hate someone and want their dollar?
Because of all our rules, I probably think.
No, it's because of us. It's our people. It's our culture. Everything about us.
Fascinating.
They're against us inherently.
Another thing from Polar Nights, it is hate all over. It is like people in Kentucky trash talk people from Tennessee. I don't understand that question, Polar. You understand that question? Like,
Let me read it myself. He may be
he might be shit talking to us. I don't know.
That money belongs to the people.
No, the last
True,
comment.
I mean,
the last comment.
The $5 million does belong to the people. It is hate all over. It is like people in Kentucky.
Do Kentucky talk shit about us?
People from Tennessee.
I'm not sure. I don't care.
I don't know.
I don't know.
He may be likening us to hillbillies trash talking other hillbillies, like we're all the same.
I mean, we all do that anyway. We all do that anyway.
Forget it.
I don't know.
As far as that goes, you take a sample size of Kentucky people from Tennessee. There's not going to be a difference besides where they live.
No.
You take a group of people from Tennessee and Kentucky, and
they're all from the South.
A group
they
of
all
people
kind of
from
the same.
Afghanistan and Pakistan, and look at them. There's going to be a whole lot of more differences. There's going to be an ethnic difference, a moral difference, a religious difference, a political difference, and people that don't agree on what's best for the country cannot make decisions for the country together. And that's why we can't live together, because every minority group in our country has their own ideals. The Muslims want Sharia law. The Jews want complete social justice, wipe out communism. So there's a whole other group, including white people and some Hispanics, that want communism and socialism in the United States. You have two groups of white people that either want a very right-wing government, freedom, and what I think is best for the country, and then you have those that want complete social justice, that side with the more Democratic Party. Everyone is factioned right now. There are so many factions in the U.S., and we all have different ideas of what's best for our country.
And we can't just focus on all those at the same time.
No.
We just can't do it. We can't handle it.
How can all these groups of people, all with very clear dividing lines on what makes them different? It's all about ethnicity.
Everyone has their own opinions, and they're very strong by it.
You separate them up. There are those in this corner that have this ethnicity. Even you can faction it up, okay? But all the ideals are similar. It's ethnicity and it's culture. Our culture comes from ethnicity, and so when you look at all these different factions and what they think is best for the country, no one can make a decision on what's best for the country. So we stay in stalemate until tensions boil over and we go to war, or we choose to live apart. We can do business. We can have trade, right? International trade is fine. I don't believe in giving all our money to China, that kind of thing, but trade is fine.
Trade is great.
And I think we can work together with other countries.
But you think we can't?
But I don't think we can live together in the same country with people.
Working from a distance, we can do.
Look, do you think you could live in a house? Because I know you're very conservative, right? Do you think you could live in a house with someone, a roommate, that believes in minimalism, and they think it's okay to abort children,
No.
and they think it's okay for children to become transgender? You would never agree with that person.
Okay, I'll never agree to them, but I would. That's a part of them that they believe. As long as you don't push that on me, we'll be cool.
But they're your roommate. They have 50-50 say in what goes on in the household, and they would want their views.
They're probably not.
They want their household to reflect their views and their lifestyle.
Then probably not.
You wouldn't be able to live with a person.
No,
like that.
probably not.
Like, no, we're not doing this.
Nothing like I don't. It's not like I hate that part of the community. I don't. Look, listen. I don't care if you're transgender. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you. Okay. There's a line.
But, whatever.
There's a line. But hey, don't push your views on me, and I won't push my views on you. We can talk like humans. We can talk like civil humans. But if you're gonna,
So what would you do? Would you take a masking tape and mark off the house? This is your side. This is my side. As long as we don't mess with each other.
But it's still only one house.
It'd be miserable.
It'd be
Why
terrible.
not just get 2 different apartments?
It costs money. It costs money on one side. It costs more money.
Well,
I'm thinking too much on this
from
one.
an ideological standpoint, it doesn't matter about the money. It's, yeah, I mean, you could live together, but you'd be living together in a miserable state. Nothing would ever get done in the household.
Nope.
I mean, it would be hell.
Because one side might be the trash, one side might be clean, vice versa. Or, you know, just it wouldn't be balanced.
Hey, I don't want to pick up. Let's hire a maid. No, we can do it ourselves and save money. Where are you going to agree on that? Those are 2 different ideologies on what's best for your home, your residence. That's how I believe these groups operate within the United States. There's one country, one sovereign state, one government. And all these different groups have an idea of what's best for the government and the country. We're never going to agree, and we're never going to get anything done as long as we're in constant disagreement. So therefore, we cannot live together. Otherwise, we're facing a civil war.
That's very deep. That's very thoughtful.
I mean, if you thought I came in here half-assed, I didn't.
No, you didn't. You're blowing my mind, Tanner. You're blowing my
I've thought about
mind.
this for a very long time. People that fundamentally disagree on what's best can't get along. Like, I can get along with some Democrats, some liberals, towards the middle, right? Like, where they think gay marriage should be fine, let them do what they want to do. I'm like, no, it's a religious ceremony.
Yeah,
leave the Christians alone. If you want a government contract that says whatever, fine. But no marriage. That's a religious ceremony. That's off limits.
But there's gotta be
or taxes is a better thing.
I'm all about I'm a Christian myself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I believe that a man named Jesus Christ, of God, came down to earth, and died for this country. Put himself on the cross.
Yeah, he died for everyone.
Died for the country. You know, listen.
We're still doing it.
Yeah, we're still alive. Say hello. What you need? Okay. 3 people from. There's one guy from Norway, and I don't know who else. Yeah.
Anyways,
I believe a man came down to this earth, put himself on the cross, and died for our sins. Mm-hmm. I believe that 110%.
Right. And there are people who will fight.
And there's got to be a line between state and religion. Because you can't. Not everyone's religious.
Oh, here you go.
Not everyone believes in the state.
Atheism is stupid.
Oh, it's dumb. There's so many overlays that tell you Christianity was legit.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many.
We've always been religious. Atheism is new. Why has humanity existed for thousands of years, but now we're so genius we've realized there is no God?
You can't.
It's ridiculous. It's absurd. And you know why they have it?
Oh, Polo, that's not my baby sister. That's not my... It's my sister.
Religion brings people
together. Be respectful, man.
Religion fosters community. Even though we may disagree on small things, we all worship God. We can all come together and love each other and build a strong, loving community, right? Those people can live together. And that's fine. Why would you want to destroy Christianity?
There's no reason.
Because those people would fight. When you destroy all the bonds, when you say there's no difference in men and women, there's no difference in ethnicity, all religions, all colors, all everything can live here, and we can all get along. It'll be a melting pot. There is nothing holding the people together anymore. And we are social creatures.
Like you said before, that man killed himself in an ice box, like a. He's not gonna be he can't be social because there's no one around, so he killed himself. Makes a lot of sense.
No, I think Jeffrey Epstein killed himself because he knew the shitstorm was coming. If he killed himself, it could have been the Clintons.
We will never know.
You know,
we will never know. He's dead.
Bill Clinton took 20+ rides on the rape plane.
There's a lot of things going on with Clintons and Russia and Trump.
That's probably why we have so many mass shootings. You know what a false flag is?
False flag now.
Where the government does something intentionally to.
Oh, like have you ever seen that? I watched a lot of movies that could do with like the government's like it's called The Crazies. Like the government like tried out this disease to see what it'll do.
Oh yeah,
on its own country.
I don't remember anything about it.
But like okay, so this government like launched a disease, and it wiped out.
No, nothing like that.
No, but just see what it do. Just see what it do.
The government perpetuating an act of terror in order to draw attention away from something. Good point. When Jeffrey Epstein was caught and taken into custody, we had a massive nationwide meme about going to Area 51. Ooh.
Are you going to Area 51?
No, I support him though, but no.
You support him, but you're not going. You know RCP?
I'm not gonna be able to fly over to Nevada and then go. If I lived there, if there was like an Area 51 in Tennessee, I would totally go to it.
You go.
I would go to it.
You would risk your life.
Absolutely.
To go.
I don't believe the government should be allowed to keep secrets from the people, so I would totally go and storm it.
Really? What do you think is in there? Okay, another question.
I don't care what's in there.
What do you think is in there?
It's secret, so
what do you think is in there? No, honestly,
I don't
do you
know
think there's anything in there?
I don't know what's in there. I don't care what's in there, but they want it to be a secret.
A little bit of
I
fiction.
don't like that.
Use a little bit of fiction. What is in that building? In Nevada. What is in there?
It's an Air Force base.
Okay,
So it could be UFOs.
Could be UFOs?
It could be nothing. It could be absolutely nothing.
So you
But I still want to know.
So you think some of these people are wasting their time and money on absolutely nothing? Or do you think they're actually going for something? I need a yes or no. You think
there are people like myself that are going for political reasons.
That could be true.
There are people who are like, LOL, dude, I'm going to
Me,
shoot.
yes, good for me, yeah.
So cool.
And I think a lot of people are just going because of suicidal millennials and just going for the meme.
Fuck Area 51, bro. We're going to storm this bitch. That kind of thing, yeah.
I'm drinking Michelob. He's drinking Michelob because that's all I could get. And I didn't know what you liked, so I just picked up what you liked. But if there was an Area 51 in this state, and why is there a pair of floating legs? That's my girlfriend, and a pair of floating legs in the back. Chat's relentless. But if there was an Area 51 in this state,
I would go to it.
I would not go to it. I would watch it from a safe distance because I know that's gonna be broadcasted. I know it's gonna be broadcasted.
You'd be a sniper.
Maybe a sniper.
Yeah, you could sit way back and watch the guards. If the guards try to pull anything and shoot on the crowd, you could take them out. You know.
I'd be involved though.
Not actually killing people and being the aggressor, but if
I'd be killing guards in my country.
As soon as the Area 51 people unload on a crowd of unarmed people.
Do you think some of these guys are gonna be armed? Do you think our dude,
I don't know.
If these people who are going are armed, this could spark a whole new gun control.
This could be a civil war.
Oh, I bet it will start one.
What was the thing where the British soldiers unloaded on that?
That was the Boston Massacre.
It could be the new Boston Massacre.
It would be the Nevada Massacre.
Nevada Massacre, or the Area 51.
The 51 Massacre.
The bloodbath.
I like the Nevada Massacre.
The bloodbath of 51.
Oh, yeah. I like that. All right, you're going for a bathroom break?
Yeah.
All right, we're going for a bathroom break. And guys, if you have any questions, please leave them in chat below so we can answer your questions.
Do you know any of these people?
I do not know anybody on this chat. I don't know anybody. If you are welcome to your seat, Hannah, if you want to have any questions about it. Because we're pretty deep. He's answering questions I don't even know about. Like, I'm learning. I'm doing a learning. I don't believe a lot of things he says, but a lot of things make a lot of sense. So, it's up to you. Alright, cool. Alright, that's fine. But yeah, if you have any questions, I would love to see them in chat. If you want to leave a follow, please leave a follow. We are more than welcome to have follows. You're a lucky man. She looks very lovely. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. She looks very lovely. She's my lovely little lady. Lovely little lady. If you have any questions or suggestions, like how we should improve lighting, sound, production, leave it down in the suggestion box or in chat. Let me know. What we do here is we're not very. I came in here pretty half-assed, so Tanner has taught me a lot of things on how I should approach things, be more researched, because he has done his research, obviously, because of the topics he's bringing. I don't know how long we're going to be doing this. We're kind of just going at it until, how's sound, Polar? I want to know how sound is, because we're recording this off my Galaxy S10 on a tripod, charging up, so it doesn't die. But, the sound is sounding pretty good. Never heard of that beer before in my life. Sound is grand. Thank you very much. Sound is really good. Thank you, I appreciate it. Lighting, how's lighting? Welcome back, Tanner. We have 20 views so far of universal views. We have had 20. We have 2 followers so far. Cool. That of lighting is grand too. So lighting, audio is sounding good on the phone.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, me too. It makes me
Yeah.
it makes me feel a lot
Dude,
better. So I can
lighting
just shoot
is
off my
always the
phone.
most stressful.
Oh.
You don't want to look like shit on air.
I
but
also
at the
don't want to
same
sound
time,
like shit.
You don't want to sound like shit. You want people to hear you.
Because audio is my thing. If I sound bad, it's just gonna kill it. It kills it. I can even if it's like a blank screen, I can put that to the side and just listen to it.
Right.
You know.
But if the audio's trash.
If the audio's trash,
they
it
can't
kills
really
everything.
hear what
Even
we're
if the
saying.
lighting is good, the
Maybe you shouldn't have used an Android.
Hey man, they're saying it's good, dude. They're saying it's good.
Yeah, no, I'm
Speaking of phones,
my.
speaking of phones, did you your Team Apple? How long you been Team Apple?
I'm not team shit, dude.
Whatever's cool to you, whatever fits your needs, you go for.
Whatever fits my needs, man.
That Apple phone.
I'm team like USA, team white culture. You know,
So-
I love my people. I love my religion. I love my country. I don't give a fuck about phones.
You don't think about
You
phones.
know? No, I got.
So what phone is that?
It's
the
an Apple. Yeah.
Apple
it's
what?
an Apple
6?
8.
Apple 8?
Mhm.
Um,
iPhone 8.
Alright, see y'all later, guys. I tried Apple for a little while, and
I'm fed up with it.
you fed up with it too?
Yeah.
What made you fed up with it?
It's overpriced, and when you look at
Yep.
the competition, they're like what was it? When the Apple
This phone right
iPhone
here can
X.
kill that.
When
This
the
destroys
iPhone
apples.
When the iPhone X came out, it was $1,000.
Yep.
You get an HTC One Plus.
Android.
For $500. It was Android, and it killed Apple. And
Oh,
everything.
it destroyed it.
Everything was
A
better.
lot of Android phones are
The
killing
audio,
Apple for like half the
pictures,
price.
The video quality, everything.
The,
The display on the phone was better. And half the price.
Now you're in my territory.
Yeah. So
I've been on your territory for an hour and 6 minutes.
the iPhone 8s were like buy one get one free at T-Mobile, so that's why I went with those.
But that's a T-Mobile thing, not an Apple thing.
No, next phone I may go for Android if like a prominent.
I'm going
flagship model
suggest
comes
you
out.
to go to the how much was that phone? What's your budget?
I think they were like $800.
Okay, so if you're gonna spend $800, I would go for an S9 or S9 Plus.
Half price, it was like $400.
S9 is about $800 right now
Okay.
on Sprint. I don't know about T-Mobile. S9. It's an Infinity display, shoots 4K, records 4K. The display is an Infinity, so it has limited bezel. So the bezel in that phone is this thick. The Infinity display on the Android is, like my Galaxy S10 Plus. You get a lot of screen. You have a 3.5 audio jack.
Oh man, I didn't even offer. You want some?
Yeah, I'd like to. Thank you.
Sorry.
I don't smoke often, but
You didn't inhale.
I don't like to inhale. It's just a lot of personal problem. I don't like. I just like the taste.
Look.
I like the taste of it.
With cigars, you don't inhale.
I like cigars.
You keep cigars in your mouth. I smoke cigars. Never smoked a cigarette in my life.
Oh, I will never smoke a cigarette in my life
No.
ever again.
I like
No,
cigars.
I never smoked a cigarette in my life, but I will never start because you have to inhale those too.
I like
Anything.
cigars. They're nice. You can taste them. You get nicotine, but it's very powerful, potent nicotine. Very acidic.
Talking about cigars?
Yes.
Yes.
These are smokable, as in you inhale it. It's an e-cigarette.
Do you smoke weed?
No.
I tried it. I tried it a couple times. It has never been nice to me. So I don't know if I'm gonna
I
be
don't like
smoking.
it.
I
I don't want to get into it, but I don't like it.
I don't like it much either.
Drugs aren't for me. I was
Some
never
drugs-
like an experimental kind of person. In the
You're not,
first place.
you're not experimental?
Not really.
You in high school, I thought it'd be kind of that you're
Not really, dude. I didn't go to parties. I wasn't that kind
You
of
didn't go to parties in high school?
No, dude.
Me either. I didn't do parties at all.
That just wasn't my thing. I wasn't like sleeping around. I wasn't getting drunk all the time. I was just an asshole.
You just
I
the
was
word your mouth was your ass.
I was just a douche, man. Like
Wrong
I told
words.
people
Your
exactly
mouth.
what I thought. Whenever.
And
It
that's
got me
that's
into
what's
tons
wrong
of
with
trouble.
this society is you just can't tell people
Right.
what it is anymore.
Actually, my friends got tired of it because they'd always have to back me up. I'd have like groups of people. They'd be like, "Hey, you need to shut your mouth." I'm
It's
like,
like, that's
"No."
just who he is. This is who he
Yeah,
is.
so,
He's
I mean,
honest.
just 'cause
Brutally
they-
honest.
You know, like, well, if I'm going up against a group of people, I gotta have someone have my back. So my boys always had to have my back, and kudos to him for that.
Appreciate the follows. I don't know who follows. I haven't set up any overlays, but appreciate the follows for the 2 people who followed me so far. Appreciate it. Love it.
Heck
I
yeah,
follow
thank you
myself.
very much.
I follow myself, so I count as one.
So there's some random person.
Yeah, no, I followed myself,
And then 2 others.
and then 2 others
Okay.
that
Well,
we do
then
not
you're
know.
the 2
I'm
followers. So where were we? Did I get my point across? Well, in the diversity thing.
yes,
And how it's
you
bad?
talked about that for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty. You're sitting
Did I
pretty up
convince
there.
you at all?
What's that? Oh, it opened my mind. I'm open-minded.
Let me give you
I'm very
an
open-minded.
analogy.
Okay,
And I'll
shoot.
end it with that.
Shoot.
And I'm sure everyone can relate to this too, so this is a good mind change.
Thank you, Lauren, for the follow.
Here's the thing. SpongeBob.
Oh, fucking love SpongeBob.
Do you remember the episode of SpongeBob where Squidward went to Squidville? That's what they call it, Squidville.
I don't remember that.
He went. Okay, so they live in a community, kind of a melting pot on one road.
Oh, sorry.
I'll leave it a little bit.
All right, that's fine.
So they lived on one road, right? There was the big pineapple where Sponge lived, and there was the concrete squid head where Squidward lived, and then the boulder where Patrick lived. So you have a sponge, a squid, a starfish, different houses, different looks, different communities, I guess you could say, if they all represented a community.
Different kind of political
and they lived
maybe?
right beside each other. It was a melting pot. Well, they were also different species, so I mean,
Correct.
there's different ethnicities. I guess you could liken it to that. And Squidward was always miserable.
He was very angry with SpongeBob all the time because he was so annoying.
He had annoying, shitty neighbors.
And annoying voices. Yes.
And he didn't like them.
They were loud, yeah.
But he moved to a community. There was one episode he moved to a place called Squidville.
I remember this, where he did the same thing every single day.
It was all rock houses. And they were all squids, and it was paradise.
Yeah.
They all worked together well.
And he grew old.
And that's where I disagree with it. And I thought it was a little manipulative, but I think we should go back to Squidville.
You think we should also have the same community?
I think we should have a Squidville.
I don't agree with that. Because it'll die out so quickly. It'll be so repetitive.
There was no reason.
Well, because we can't really say it's repetitive because we never done it.
Instead of, well, we did. That's what the United States was. It was always white and Christian. Always. From its birth up until maybe 70 years ago. It was a white Christian country. And now it's an anybody comes, anything goes country, and we're all miserable. Tons of violence. Mass
now it's
shootings.
tons of violence.
Miserable people. Why? I think
because of diversity.
I think it's because of the change.
That I believe, in a way. That diversity has kind of tampered and stained this country.
They all say diversity.
But I'm not opposing that. I'm not saying that diversity is the problem solely. It's the influences of political views and just... no, you don't agree with me. No.
Because if you look at IQ, and you look at the levels of aggression, you look at different things that are associated to DNA. DNA also determines your ethnicity. And these DNA traits that determine your IQ and things such as that also travel along with your ethnicity. Your culture is defined by your ethnicity. Black culture, even in Africa. Today, very similar in America. You know, I don't want to get into it, sound ignorant, because I'm not black. I don't know a ton about black culture, but I'm a fan of rap music.
It's kind of like not your place to say because yourself not black.
Right. I just don't know all about their culture.
And would you like to learn their culture if you had the chance?
Not particularly. I'd like to learn my own culture.
Before you can learn someone else's.
Right.
Okay,
because I have a connection to my own culture.
That makes sense. That's human nature.
The DNA that created you came from your mom and your dad.
Correct.
It literally came out of their bodies and created your body. Therefore, that DNA was once in theirs.
Yes.
And that DNA was once in their your grandparents'
and so on and so forth.
Our DNA has traveled through thousands of bodies to get to ours. Literally, physically, not just it copied itself.
Think about that.
It physically came. Our DNA has lived for thousands of years before us. We are the sum total.
So we probably look, sound, and act like our great grandparents.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Physical features, mannerisms, totally.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
Our DNA has lived before. We have lived before in lifetimes before ours.
Do you think our DNA was in the beginning of time? Your DNA, my DNA was in the beginning of time.
Yeah.
You think that?
I mean,
it didn't just come out just because it was a different branch. I know a branch grew, and then here we are.
Man. But let me tell you. That's what I was going to say. Shit.
You forgot your train of thought.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, I didn't mean to knock that off.
No, you're fine.
Polar Rice has a question for you, Hannah. And you're welcome to send the question and she'll answer it if she wishes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sum total.
Is it okay to ask a woman if she's eating ice cream straight from the carton how she's doing? No. No. If my girlfriend was eating straight ice cream from the freezer, I'd leave her alone. She's having some shit.
I'd just be like, yo, you know how much sugar that is? What are you doing?
You ignorant asshole.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I would walk away and
No.
let her deal with it. No, let her deal with it. Wouldn't you?
I think a
She don't
woman
know.
sitting on the couch
do what
eating
you
ice
want,
cream,
man.
trying to bury her emotions under mountains of sugary goodness is
Everyone
in
has
pain,
their own.
and so she's trying to cope with pain through ice cream instead of
I
like
do the
talking
same.
about it with
I do
you.
the same thing. No, well, we talk about it.
I think if your girlfriend's sitting on the couch like eating ice cream miserable, not just because she's hungry, but like,
Yeah,
then there's a problem in the relationship because she's not coming
so?
to you and talking about it. Yeah.
that makes sense. But also, she doesn't maybe want to bother you because you're maybe stressful, work related, or just
Or maybe I just want a carton of ice cream.
maybe.
That's what, if she's just if,
If she just wants it, then that's something totally different.
if she's just hungry, then that's fine. Just be
No,
like,
like if this was like a social way you're eating ice cream and just you're socially eating
like
it,
habit eating.
like you're eating it because you're really sad, you're really stressful. Like when I'm stressful, I eat I like eating ice cream or popcorn,
Sure.
watching a movie. That's how I release or play video games. That's how I release the stress.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own
You still on an
quirks.
Xbox?
No, I saw that.
What do you play on?
I play on PC now.
Dude, I want to. Ever since
It's very
Xbox
expensive
went
to
big,
play.
Ever since Xbox went big gay and changed their logo to like a rainbow flag, I was like, I gotta get rid of this shit.
Yeah.
I gotta get
But
rid of it.
you can buy a PC.
Oh shit! I tell you what, we can play cross-platform on Rocket League. 'Cause I was
Yeah,
gonna
we
ask you if you played Rocket League.
Yeah. Well, I could re-download it. Yeah.
So you can re-download it, dude.
Yeah.
Let's play Rocket League tonight. Tonight.
I can't.
There you go.
I can't like
Yeah.
cooperate at the moment. I can't. I wouldn't waste a bowl. That would have. She said I wouldn't waste a bowl because I'd have to wash like because of my social things or whatever.
Right through the carton.
Right through the carton. Nah, well, are you talking about like half gallon or are you talking about like a quart of ice cream?
Like a pint,
God, if I
like
could eat
Ben
a,
Jerry's thing.
if I eat
that's
a
fine.
if I eat a half gallon ice cream,
I don't see
I'm gonna
how people
blow
can eat
up.
that much.
and what?
I don't see how people can eat that much. It just melts in your stomach and it's full of like cream.
It's
like,
full of cream and sugar,
It's so gross.
cookies.
What's your ice cream? Excuse me. Favorite ice cream? God, dude, vanilla.
You standard
I'm just
asshole.
white all through.
Jesus.
No, I don't know. I like cookie dough.
Cookie dough's good.
I fuck with cookie dough.
My go-to is Bluebell cookies and cream. If you give me any other ice cream that's cookies and cream, I
Ever
will not
since
eat
all
it.
those videos of like the black people taking off the lids,
Oh my
and
God,
like,
licking it.
You
I
know,
think that trend died very quickly.
with the
which is
exception
all-
of
which is
like
good.
one tranny white dude, it was all black people. Think about it.
I only saw one
Think
video.
about it.
How many people? Wait,
Multiple.
what?
Oh, there were multiple.
Oh no.
There was one like big tranny white dude that took a Listerine bottle and was like, what was like?
Oh, and
hoes
he
got
spat
stink
it
breath,
back
he
in
drank
there.
it, spit it back in the bottle,
No.
closed it, and put it back on the shelf. Don't buy anything that isn't sealed.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but
That's a good point.
as far as the Squidville thing, because I'd like to wrap it up.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
would-
And I got a topic right after that.
Other than he got bored, what reason would he have to leave and go back to the hellish lifestyle he lived before?
I think he had a love for that SpongeBob and Patrick. Like he had
Do
a
you think he
bond.
did?
He had a bond. Yes. Because remember the episode when SpongeBob was selling pizza? You know, Krusty Krab. You know that
He
episode.
was looking out for him,
He was
yeah.
looking out for him. He had a bond
Sure.
with SpongeBob. He had a bond with him, even though he was annoying. He was kind of like
tell you what.
they're still neighbors. You still look at each other.
There were a lot of downfalls to living in the community with SpongeBob and Patrick. There was
Would
nothing.
you ever, if you were Squidward, in your personality, you're Squidward, would you live with SpongeBob and Patrick?
No, I would live in Squidville.
Hannah, would you live with SpongeBob and Patrick in your personality with their personalities? No, I would not either. They're annoying. But as
They
children,
didn't live together well.
they didn't live together
It's
well.
entertaining as children.
Oh, of course.
But why would you get
And
bored?
now.
Why would you get bored of a community that thinks
That's literally
just like
God.
you?
That's literally
They're just-
heaven.
They're like you.
And
You get along with everyone. You can talk about things honestly, even if you
I
disagree.
think that's where our lines draws.
It's a great
Because
community.
you like a community where you're all the same. Correct.
Not necessarily, but
Well, not
we're
like you're all like similar.
like-minded.
I like to be in a diversity where we're all different, so it doesn't get bored.
No.
Where
It
you can learn off each other. You can
Sam, what's your ethnicity?
what do you mean? Like
Your ethnicity.
I'm white. So
Why? Where are your ancestors from?
well probably I need to do that ancestry thing, But
I want to do a 23
I
and
wanna
me,
do-
man.
but-
I want to know, and I want to go to wherever my majority is. Like,
but
if I'm mostly Irish, I want to go to
Andre kind of talked me out of it because it's like, well, not really. It's kind of just superstitious. But he's kind of like, well, they're just giving your information to the government. Like, they already don't know that stuff. Like, they already know all that crap.
Yeah, that's the only reason I haven't done it, because I don't want them to get my information.
Ooh, people have been putting hair in shampoo bottles.
Oh my god, I hate these people.
God, these trends need to die now.
So do the people. If you're doing shit like that,
You're like kind of like Dwight. We need a new plague. Have you seen The Office?
not a plague, because look, a plague is a lot like
Affects everybody.
Thanos' idea, where it kind of it's
50%.
It's indiscriminate. It wipes out randomly. You know, we need a plague to what? Cull the herd, and then we're still left with reasonably half shitty people, half okay.
That's why. I think that is
No.
why the Avengers went out of again. To
If you
wipe
could
out
have a
completely.
plague that just targeted shitty people, that'd be fine.
Natural
be fine.
selection.
Natural selection.
Do you believe in Darwin? Do you believe in Darwinism?
I believe in natural selection.
Natural selection is there, even if you believe it or not. It's there
Adaptation, I believe in.
because it's. And
I don't believe in evolution. I believe in adaptation.
I think. Do you think some people think we're in a simulation where we're kind of like. Oh, you heard this before, haven't you?
Yeah.
We're in a simulation. We're in a big giant computer.
We're in a giant simulation. Oh, but you need a computer the size of the universe. No, you wouldn't. We don't. You okay? It's plausible we're in a simulation. Do I really think we are? No. It's stupid. It's stupid. We're just
Oh yeah,
it's
it's completely just fantasy.
Okay. Wouldn't it be crazy though one day if you're just like scratching your nose and then felt something weird and you just did that and like lifted off VR goggles and you were in the
Dude,
Matrix the
I
whole
would
time?
shit my pants.
Oh,
No,
shit.
okay, another thing.
How
My
crazy.
buddy, you'll probably meet him. His name's Solomon. I will not release his last name. Solomon.
I know Solomon.
You know Solomon. You
I
know
know, I
Solomon.
met him before through some
Solomon
mutual
S.
friends.
He believes the birds aren't real.
He actually believes it, or it's like the joke meme thing. Yeah, well, he's a retard.
No, he's not a retard. I think he's just misled.
I think he does it on purpose.
You think he's doing
Someone
it for a
like
joke?
that does it for the shits and giggles.
Because he laughs every time he talks about it. I don't know if he's really legit.
They're not gonna tell you.
He did a podcast. He did a podcast with a friend that started the whole thing, and then they had a whole argument about it, and then I think it totally switched him
I've
over.
seen a good friend of mine, Brennan.
Did you
post
see
him
birds
on-
when the government shut down? Did you see any birds? I saw birds. Did you see any birds when the government shut down? Shit, he didn't see any birds.
Fuck you, dude. Don't fuck with my mind.
He didn't
like
see
that.
any birds.
Actually, we have chickens.
Chickens are birds.
Yeah.
Turkey's a bird. You eat bird, right? Turkey sandwiches.
Yeah.
Everyone eats a bird. You eat a bird? I eat a bird.
But
Dude.
you gotta be real if you're eating their meat.
Fuck yeah, right? You're not eating a computer.
I've eaten the eggs from the chickens. I mean, they're
Yeah.
real chickens, and they were still there when the government shut down. They're not fake. Birds are real.
Birds are
You
stupid
know what?
real.
Here you go. I think people create this kind of dumb shit to discredit other conspiracy theories.
No, I think the government's just trying to do this to just kind of get us off course.
Yeah.
So they can-
like a red herring. You remember
Yep,
that?
red herring. I
Yeah,
remember that
a
from
red herring.
what teacher taught us that? We had the same grade.
Dressman. We were in Dressman's class, and he taught us about the red herring.
I thought it was Dressman. Dressman's economics, right?
No, Dressman was English literature, and he taught us about red herrings, where they give you a hint that's has nothing to do with what it
It's a
actually comes from.
misleading. It's a misleading.
Yeah, it's a hint and
But it's in the totally
intentionally-
wrong direction.
to mislead you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's put there to mislead, and I believe that's what the birds aren't real thing is. A
Yeah,
lot of this shit.
And the flat Earth.
They're red herring.
And the space program that we did land on the moon.
We didn't land on the moon.
That was okay.
We
That
did land on
argument
the
was
moon.
that argument on this channel or was it on the other one?
Other one just
So
Trace was there. That was the
we
only
talked
thing
about
Trace-
space. We talked about NASA where we didn't land on the moon or we did land on
That
the
was
moon.
the only thing Trace weighed in on. He's like, yeah, no, I don't think we landed on the moon. I was like,
Yeah,
touch
that
it.
is going to be on Spreaker.com. That's in the description. That's in the panels down below on the below the channel. You can see that tonight, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Whenever I get to it, it's an hour long.
There are legitimate conspiracy theories. As far as like Jewish money lending in Congress. You know, Ilhan Omar, despise her, but she called out on Twitter publicly that there was
I hate Omar.
Jewish money lending in Congress. And that's the only thing she's apologized for.
Did
She
you-
had no problem saying some people did something.
Did you hear what she said
Told
about like maybe a week ago?
Al Qaeda.
No, she's
denouncing
about
that.
fear the white man.
Yeah,
Fear the white man.
I've heard it all. And she's never apologized for any of it.
No.
Until she called out Jewish money lending in Congress, and then she apologized, said her views were a little too radical, blah, blah, blah. She didn't apologize for not denouncing Al Qaeda. She didn't apologize for saying 9/11 was some people did something. But she apologized for saying Jews had control of the money in Congress. Why is that? Her hand was forced. Why do they want to hush that up?
It's money, man.
She's not apologetic for anything.
No, she didn't apologize
They
for
wanted
anything.
to keep her quiet because it lines all the other politicians' pockets. White,
Money is the power,
white,
man.
black, Hispanic, Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter. They're all taking money and they're all fucking our country over.
Money fucks.
Hence, red flag gun laws. Even Republicans, you know. Dan Crenshaw, the one-eyed butt pirate.
Guns.
Guns.
Do you own any firearms in your house?
Yes.
How many? If you care to share.
I will not disclose that.
You own multiple firearms, then.
I will not disclose that.
That's fair. I own multiple firearms in this household. 2. 1. Practice. 2. Protect this household and my family and the loved ones I have.
I like to build a ghost gun.
It's ghost guns. I like that. Ghost guns. I have ghost guns in this household.
Really?
To protect.
Shit.
I know,
I
right?
wouldn't say that, though.
What do you mean?
The whole point of it being a ghost gun is that the government doesn't know anything about it.
They don't.
They don't have serial numbers. They're not tracked. If they came,
They're not, and that's what a lot of sub political viewers think. They think that every gun is tracked. They think every gun is government monitored. It is not.
Not as of right now.
No.
They do have your name on a list, but they want a
That's
registry.
all they have. That's
they
all they
want
have.
a registry.
See, I worked at
detrimental.
Bass Pro. All we have is a name, a phone number, and that's it. That's all we have. It's a name and phone number.
A name and a phone number.
And a name and phone number to that firearm that's registered. That's all we have.
They want a registry, though. And the reason they want a registry, I'll tell you why, is because if they decide to confiscate firearms, they know exactly
where to go,
what door to
how
knock
many
on.
there are.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I know you have 2 shotguns
I know
and a
you have-
rifle. Show me where they are.
Show me where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you
And
don't,
if you don't give me
we'll
the
take you
guns,
to jail.
then you sold that gun to an illegal, or you sold that gun
That means you're
illegally.
hiding it or you sold it. Give it over.
But selling your firearm, private seller. I sold you a firearm. That is completely legal. All we have to do.
We'd have to fill out paperwork.
You don't have to do that.
Yes, you do.
You don't have to do
Yes,
that.
you do.
I promise you.
You
don't.
absolutely do.
You do not.
You do.
You do not.
I don't know if it's federal law, but you do.
It's
in some
not federal
states.
law. You can
do
do
in
it with
some
cash.
states,
You can do it like selling a car.
Now, there's a guy, I want to say Minnesota, I could be wrong though. There's a guy in the U.S. Facing felony charges because the guy broke into his house. He shot him and killed him. He's not facing felony charges for murder. He's facing felony charges for the possession of a firearm that didn't belong to him because it was his father's gun and it was left to him in the will, but he didn't have a transfer filled out. There was no paperwork on it.
Maybe I'm wrong on
The
that.
gun belonged to his dad technically, but it was his left to him in the will. He used that gun to kill the intruder, and now he's facing felony charges.
That's wrong.
Of
That's
course.
totally wrong.
That's the
You believe-
dystopian.
Are you on my side on that? That's totally wrong.
Oh yeah, no.
So
Totally.
you're on my side that there should not be a federal law to sell a firearm to a friend, a local friend you trust.
You know what? I'd like to go all the way back to like the 1900s, like 1805. You can look through a paper catalog, mail them a check, and get your firearm. Full auto or not, doesn't matter.
No, full auto should be registered to own full auto, meaning multiple rounds per second, not
Full auto.
semi-auto.
Mhm.
There's no such thing as a semi-fully automatic. That is a made-up word. Semi-automatic is a one shot per pull on the trigger. That's what that means. A fully automatic is a setting into the firearm with the pins.
I know a fully automatic.
I know. I'm explaining to them.
Oh yeah.
Where you hold the trigger down and it fires multiple rounds a second. That is fully automatic.
Multiple rounds per trigger pull. Sure.
Correct. No, not semi-automatic. Bang, bang, bang.
Fully automatic.
That is semi-automatic. Fully is pulling and holding it and then until the mag is empty.
Right.
Fully automatic. Not fully semi-automatic. Does not make any sense.
Now they know.
Okay, now they know. Anyways,
Excuse me.
fully automatic weapons should be registered only to third-class citizens who pay a yearly bill to own these firearms.
I'm listening, but I disagree. So go
Okay,
ahead.
that's fine. That's
I'm
fair.
listening still.
They pay a yearly or one-time bill to own these firearms, and they are registered by the government in a deep scan of their background or the military. That's all I believe. Semi-automatic shotguns, pistols, citizens,
Have
if you can
have
pass
any
that
mass
contract.
shootings been committed with full auto weapons?
A lot. But, well, not really, no.
Most
Most of it
if
is
not all,
handguns.
The large majority are suicides. Behind that is handguns.
Handguns, yeah.
And then
The
mass shootings are
the
semi-auto.
media picks the 1 out of a million.
Bump stocks
that
aren't
are
even used.
Oh, I'm not a fan of bump stocks. You don't
and
need a bump
you're
stock.
inaccurate. I mean, if you really
Oh,
wanted,
you're just going.
if you really wanted full auto, or at least close to full auto fire, get an echo trigger. Fires when you pull the trigger. Fires when you let go.
A 3-round burst is probably the best way.
It's a 2-round burst. You need a license for that. You don't need a license for an echo trigger, and it's double the fire rate of a semi-automatic rifle, and that's just about full auto. And you can keep the accuracy because you're still pulling the trigger. You're not having to.
Have you ever sold a gun? Have you ever bought a gun from a local? Have you ever purchased a firearm?
I'm not disclosing that. Have I shot guns? Of course I have.
Okay. I purchased multiple firearms.
Sure.
And I've sold hundreds of firearms. I worked at Bass Pro for about a year.
Yeah. I would definitely expand on that one.
Okay.
Just to say, like, hey, I sold it legally. I've
sold it to a private company, Bass Pro Shops.
An arms dealer, you're gonna have SWAT team breaking out your door if you say
it
that
happens.
shit.
It happens. I'll get swatted. That was like a 2014 trend.
Oh yeah, what was that dude's name? Ice Poseidon?
Or what is his name? Oh, I gotta pee. Oh my god, that burst.
Alright, good shit.
Alright, I'll be right back.
I'll have another
2
beer and be waiting on
seconds.
you.
Oh. Okay. Sorry for the short break there.
Yeah.
Leak the fluids.
Maybe a minute.
Maybe a minute. Anyways, guns. I've sold hundreds of guns legally through the company Bass Pro Shops.
Right.
Right. So there's paperwork called a 4473 you got to fill out.
Mm-hmm.
Every citizen, no matter if you bought a gun yesterday, you bought a gun May 3rd, you got to do the paperwork on May 3rd. If you bought a gun May 4th, you got to do the paperwork all again May 4th. This is how it's going to work, and I get behind that. This paperwork is very intense, very in depth of what you got to fill out, and it's and I do believe it does need to get more intense, so it kind of can narrow down the who can handle what mental health and all that stuff.
You support red flag gun laws?
Watch me up on what that means again. Red gun laws.
Where you can be reported to the government as a threat to yourself or others, and they can take away your firearms before you have due process. Then you have to make an appeal to the court and prove that you are of sound mind and body and mental health in order to get your firearms back.
So what you're saying is someone reported me.
I could report you and say he's a little out there, or you could do the same to me.
And they'll come get my guns, and I have to go appeal it and prove myself.
They'll get a court order. They'll come to your house, take your firearms away, and then you'll have to wait for a court date in order to make an appeal and say, look, I'm not crazy. I don't know what that guy's talking about. Can I just get my firearms back? And
that might be a little intense, but that's on the right track.
That's on the right track?
It might be.
What the fuck?
It might be. For the times we're living in now.
No.
It might be, but it doesn't get rid of the guns. You get your guns back as long as you prove yourself.
We're living in We're living in pussy time right now. That's what you want to call
it. That's what we're gonna do about it. What are we gonna do about it? If you were the president of the United States, what would you do about that? Exact.
I'll tell you what would you do and why.
What would you do, Tanner?
Red flag gun laws out the window. Why? Because that allows the federal government to determine what mental health is. Because we already have laws against.
That's the last beer.
You can't be a schizophrenic. You can't be mentally
hey.
retarded. You already can't buy guns
or
own guns if you're like way out there. Okay. So this isn't talking about people who are mentally incapable of shooting a firearm. It's targeting a political group. They're trying to disarm people because they're already calling white nationalists or white terrorists, whatever the hell you want to call it, is already trying to get labeled a terrorist organization by the FBI. They're trying to push, if you support these things, then you're a terrorist, even if you've done nothing wrong. And with my views, and even your views, we would be labeled white nationalists.
Yeah.
They would come and take our guns away,
Yep.
and we would have to prove that we're not white nationalists in order to get them back, because white nationalists, under their definition, because they get to decide the definition, would be a terrorist organization.
No, I thought. Wait a minute.
We wouldn't be of sound mental
I'm
health.
totally wrong. I'm backwards. Okay, no, I don't support that at all.
Yeah.
Because they would take the guns, and that's totally just destroys the Second Amendment.
Absolutely. They take
Okay,
your
now I
guns
wanna-
before
okay.
appeal.
I agree with you.
Felons can't have guns already,
No.
so they're taking your guns before you've done anything wrong.
I've sold hundreds of guns, and I denied hundreds of guns.
Right.
Because of your body posture. I'll tell you a little story. It's a tiny story. So this jackass, right? He's like, what, 16? Which you can 18.
Yeah.
You can own a shotgun at 18 years old. That's totally illegal. All right. If you have the mental capacity to be able to. So this jackass, right? I told you the story. He comes in with a wet hair, maybe like not even showered, and probably in a week, and he has like that, like, what's that space cat called, like Nano cat?
An ion cat?
You know what I'm talking about. He's that cat on. He has
that
some.
meme?
Yeah, that's not mean. But anyways, he has this. He comes in, acts totally cool, right? Totally cool. And I smell weed on him, right? I cannot sell you a firearm if you smell like alcohol or weed. You're intoxicated. I can't sell you a firearm.
Right.
Because you can turn around, load that gun up, and shoot me, or shoot someone in the store, or go outside and shoot somebody. You just can't do it, right? So I smell the weed on him. So I'm like, all right, sure, I'll check that. I'll check it. I have to play it cool. I have to like, all right, I'll check if that gun's in stock for you. I go to the computer where John is, or I won't release his last name. I don't even know his last name, so it's cool. But he's my coworker. So I go to him and I say like, hey man, this guy smells like weed. We can't sell him a gun. All right, can you go over there and tell him, we can't sell him a gun? So if it looks like I'm checking the gun, right? So he goes over there and says, hey, I can't sell you this firearm because you smell like weed. And this guy totally flips his shit. Flips it. So he goes screaming at me, hollering, throwing some product, not at me, but just on the ground. And he's videotaping me. I'm just totally just not. I never had. I'm kind of frazzled. It's never happened to me before. But I keep my cool. I just stare at the computer screen. I don't even look at him. And I don't give him my name. He asked for my name. I don't give it to him. And then my manager hears the commotion because this guy's yelling really loud. He's yelling. He comes over and he's like, "What the hell's going on over here?" And guy leaves, comes back, and then the manager. I explain it. But the guy leaves because he's just had it. I'm not responding. He's not getting any traction because the other customers are like, "Dude, shut the fuck up." And so he leaves. Manager comes. I tell him I had a customer. I denied him a gun. He just flips out. He's like, "Okay, I'll stick around." Guy comes back. Manager's like, "Hey man, I need you to leave the store. I can't have you do this to my coworker or to my workers." And he gets thrown out. Mm-hmm. And what do you think about that? What do you think about the whole situation of, did I play my cards right? That whole situation should have been played differently. What do you think should have happened?
My ideological mind would tell me, even if the guy smells like weed, sell him a gun, whatever.
No, no.
But personally, I believe the guy was setting you up. If the guy's wearing a Nyan Cat shirt, hasn't showered in a week, and he's videotaping you after you've denied him the gun, I believe he came in there with malintent. He wasn't
trying to make you look bad.
He wasn't just going to be like, you know what, I'll go to a different store, fuck you guys. It was belligerent. More than likely, he went in there trying to prove this is how easy it is to get
I think you're thinking it too much, because this guy did not look intelligent. He didn't look intelligent at all.
Well, most people.
I think he just didn't have the time and just wanted the shotgun to go shoot in the backyard with his.
Statistically speaking, most people on the left side of the political aisle are less intelligent. They have lower IQ.
So that might be why. Maybe not. Maybe. I think this individual
he may be stupid, but he's a human. He's
still a human.
Of malicious thought.
Yeah, he probably had that. What I talked about in the last podcast we had was ADHD, pills, maybe made him a little more angry.
I
don't know, maybe
someone
something like
that's high off their ass be wanting a gun. And why'd you try to buy a gun while you're high?
I've had a lot of people want to buy guns and they're just smoking weed. And they're like, some are totally cool. It's like, yeah, man, I get it. I smoke weed. Yeah, that's cool. I'll just come back when I'm not. I'll sell you a gun when you're not high.
Yeah, well, I do think you should be able to send in a check and get your guns. You're going into a store and you're like, hey, I want to buy a gun. Be sober. You know,
it's also that too.
That's public intoxication in my book, and he shouldn't have been in the store in the first place.
No,
if you're high or drunk in public, no,
that's dangerous to the public.
We're not selling you anything.
Yeah,
Get
exactly.
out of here.
You come in sober with a good attitude and a good background check, because that's out of my control.
Mm-hmm.
The government checks you on that. I don't. I check you on the first impressions. If you're acting right, you dressed accordingly. Not like, I don't care how you dress, but like not just like a hobo. You know what I'm saying? And you don't drink, you don't smell like alcoholic or weed or anything like that. I'll sell you a gun. As long as you're respectful of me and my coworkers and the store, we're all good.
No,
the government checks if you're mentally ill.
As far as background checks, I don't know how I feel about it. Not letting people with schizophrenia, anything like that. Not
So that's why it needs to
is
be more
one thing.
intense. That's why it needs to be more intense.
Everything is a double-edged sword, and you got to weigh your options. Do you want people with schizophrenia to not own weapons? Because you're also allowing the government to determine mental health and what capacity of mental health can be armed, and that could only be people that align with them. So you want crazy people to own guns?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't either. But at the same time, you'd have to give the government the power to take away guns.
And that's just more power to them, which you don't want.
And you don't want them having the power.
Nope.
Exactly.
Because then those twist.
I think
those
you
words.
let the shop owners, dude. You have schizophrenia and shit.
But how do they know that?
They can do background checks if they want to sell the weapons. Fine.
But how do you know they have schizophrenia or Alzheimer's or any like antidepressants?
Background checks.
How do you check that? You can't do blood samples in a store, and it takes weeks to come back.
I don't know.
You gotta figure that out.
I know.
There's gotta be ways to figure that out in like hours.
You can check medical records.
What you could do, well, that's not
diagnosed.
That has to have. There's so much paperwork you got to go that the store has to go through to have.
If the store wants to do all that,
if
the store wants to do all that to sell the weapons,
it's not the store's policy. It's the
Yeah, it's law, right? Don't make it law. If the store wants to do that before they sell someone a weapon, sure, go ahead. You don't have to buy. You don't have to buy from that store.
That's why. Dick's doesn't sell firearms anymore. No.
ARs.
ARs. They don't sell ARs anymore. Bass Pro still does. Now I don't know. I haven't been there in a year.
So does Academy.
Academy sells ARs.
Great.
Academy's more tactical. Shoot Pro Playing is more tactical than Bass Pro. Shoot Pro Playing doesn't have any bolt action rifles.
Well, in Civil War, you're not going to be hunting. Well, not hunting animals, but
yeah,
you're going to want tactical.
I don't like tactical guns.
I'm not a huge. I like hunting. I'm not a huge hunter, but my guns aren't going to be.
I didn't take you hunting. I didn't take you hunting. Again.
I'd have a gun or two for hunting, but the majority would be for people.
What would you defend your house with?
It.
What do you defend your house with?
Personally, I would defend it with an assault rifle. I hate that word. An AR-15.
AR-15. Assault rifle is a politician word to make it look scary.
I would use.
It is called a.
I would use a short barrel, which is already
it's called
allowed by the ATF. I'd use a short barrel assault rifle, AR pistol. They're called AR pistols.
See,
even though it's a rifle, it shoots a rifle round.
It shoots a. You know what rifle it shoots?
223.
A 223 or a 5.56 NATO. That's the two equivalent. The 5.56 NATO is a military round, and the 223 is a civilized round.
If it's 5.56, it shoots 223.
Correct, and vice versa, it won't work.
Sometimes 223s can't shoot 5.56.
If it's 5.56, you can shoot 223 and 5.56. If it's 223, you cannot shoot 5.56. Yeah. You just can't. The diameter of the bullet is just a little too big. I'm trying to thought. If you're going hunting, what would you take? Bolt action or assault rifle? Or no, see the political.
It's indoctrination. They do it on purpose.
It's on purpose to make it look scary.
Yeah.
It's called armor light rifle. Armor light rifle. AR. Armor light rifle.
You know why they do that?
To make it look scary.
Because they're controlling even the political dissonance.
Yeah.
Even those that disagree with them still agree that it's okay to punch Nazis or assault rifles are bad. You're still agreeing with them even though you're disagreeing.
Yeah, because...
And that way they control the narrative. If you were to say something like...
It's
plenty
brilliant.
Of what we've
They're playing it so well. It's brilliant.
Right. I mean, when do you think Ben Shapiro got so big overnight?
Because he was...
And he's pushing for everything they want.
Yeah, because he's a puppet.
All he does is say you can't be transgender. If you're transgender, you're still whatever gender you were born as. And people are like, yeah, go that guy. I also think we should go to war with Iran to help Israel and get more oil. And they're like, yeah, let's send our guys over to die. No, he's a puppet.
It's kind of like for Vietnam.
We
didn't need to go over there. We didn't need to. I don't know. We didn't need to go to Vietnam.
I don't like communism. Communism was the bigger threat than Nazi Germany. Nazi Germany was fine. We could have left them alone, let Europe deal with them. How they saw.
Well, what if they took over? Now, what if Nazi Germany took over the entire European scope?
Depends on how you look at Nazi Germany.
Let's say they took over Britain. Let's say they took over Norway, Sweden, and
Fuck, dude.
Britain, France, and halfway of
That
Russia.
would have been ideal.
That's huge.
I wouldn't want a new Alexander the Great controlling all of Europe. No.
No.
But if Hitler wanted to take over Germany, control Germany the way he liked, he did wonders for Germany until it got bombed to shit.
He got his money back.
I've
He
been
got,
fine with it.
they were in a depression. A
He got
bad depression. And they got him out. He got him out. Because he
Right.
band Germany together into one banner and helped them out.
Germany-
I like that. I like that about Hitler. But the
Germany
way
was-
he did it was not
I have a
ideal.
problem with the way he did it. Everyone has a problem with the killing the Jews thing.
I don't like. Yeah, that's a problem. I mean,
And
some people believe it, some people
did he
don't.
kill some Jews? Sure. Did he kill 6 million? No, I don't believe that. But as far as that goes, if Hitler had just kicked out Jews and said, I would prefer an ethno-state, just white people, just Germans in particular, and I would like us to believe one thing, because that's the only way we're going to be able to work together, live together, and perpetuate a successful society. That would have been fine, because he did. It was an ethno-state, and it did exceptionally well. I mean, you look
For a
at
little
some,
while, yeah.
you look at some of the Scandinavian countries that are in the 90s of percentile, genetically homogenous. They're all white. They have the lowest crime rate, even though there's some of them are socialist. Why? Well, because they all agreed. It was fine. It was a fine country to live in. If he had just kicked the Jews out and not executed them, allegedly, I don't know. I'm not going to claim to know. I just know a lot of what they say is bullshit. If he had kicked out and not killed, he would have been the good guy. He did wonders for Germany. If he didn't have a body count on him and he didn't start a world
Made
war,
him look really bad.
it's bad publicity. And then you had Stalin, who was just worse. He was
Probably-
worse.
he's worse than
Stalin
Hitler,
was
yeah.
worse than Hitler.
Yep.
Even if you take the 6 million Jews and the 11 million others.
He killed more of his
Stalin
own
killed-
people.
Stalin killed
in the
100 million.
Gulag.
100 million of his own people. Not including all the, what you call false flags, where he dressed up his own soldiers in Nazi uniforms.
I don't believe that.
That happened, man.
No.
I saw the
You
documents.
show me that.
I read
Show
that.
me that, and I'll put it
I
in the
will.
description. You show
I
me
will.
that. I'll put it on YouTube.
I'll see if I can find it real quick. If I can't, I'll have to do it later.
No, do it later. Do it later. Do it later.
I might have put it in the notes, because there's a name, and you can just Google the name and then look at the documents.
What was another topic we
Please,
had?
God, tell
We
me.
talked about guns. We're gonna change this into a more personal, like not real personal, but like more economic.
I don't think I kept it. Shit.
Opinions on how you manage money. I know this is totally different than what we've been talking about the whole hour and a half. But like, how do you manage your own money? Do you have a $500 and you know what was that guy named that we watched in economic class and Dressman's class or whatever it's called?
What?
What was that man called that like is very good with his money? That's a millionaire or whatnot. We watched in class.
Oh, I know that guy's name.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
But anyways, he like you have what I'm talking about his beliefs. You have $500 in an emergency fund. You have this much in this much in this, and then you work hard and all.
I think we put too much value in material goods.
Yeah, I believe that too. Like
Money-
life revolves around money.
Money's not the source of happiness.
No,
Life
it's not.
doesn't revolve around money.
But if you buy a jet ski, that makes you happy.
no,
If you buy a jet ski,
See, and that's part of the indoctrination.
yeah,
man.
right.
Say,
It's
this is what
part of
makes you
that brain
happy.
that
Why?
just act like money.
Okay, when you take away religion, you take away ethnicity, you take away culture, you take everything away from people, including their history. Most people don't know what ethnicity they are as far as white people. You're just white, right? That's an encompassing term. There are different subcategories of white. There were the Germanic people, the Anglo-Saxons. There were a lot of different white. And we just say, oh, I don't know, I'm white.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
They've destroyed our history, and now you have to go digging just to find out who the hell you are. And that's what brings you happiness. Family. Success doesn't come from building up an empire.
You have to work
as far
for
as
it.
money.
What we're doing here, I'm trying to think for the future. If this makes me money, cool. If it doesn't,
Sure.
it was a hell of a lot of fun to do.
I like it anyway.
It's fun to do, to get deep with different. I never thought in high school that I'm gonna be talking with Tanner Rakestraw for 3+ hours about deep shit.
I didn't either.
You
man.
didn't think about
I
it
didn't even
either?
think of myself being in this position.
Right, and it's like we've matured so much,
I was gonna take.
and maybe money was a part of it.
With the
Maybe
mindset
not.
I had, because I had the mindset that's given to all of us at a very early age, I thought, dude, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna get a great job where I fuck people over and make tons of money. I'm gonna fuck all these chicks and just drink every weekend. It's gonna be awesome. And you start living that life, and it's lonely.
Oh yeah. Every movie I've seen, that character in the movie it looks fun, but it's not.
No.
After it's all over, it's lonely and it's depressing.
You save up money, you work all week just to blow it all on the weekend on alcohol.
And girls and activities that are gone like that. And you'll remember because you don't
have a stable female in your life.
No.
No one that you love, no one that loves you. They just come and go, and you're left emotionally
empty.
Less whole.
Yep.
Because you build bonds with people that you have sex with.
With time.
Your body or your brain releases oxytocin. It's especially prominent in females, so when they have sex with a man, they're emotionally attached to him, no matter how bad he hurts her.
And I think that also is in men too, like more.
Much less, but that's why the divorce rate, as far as female body count goes, from 1 before marriage, it's 90% drops down, or it's like 98, drops down to 90, and then at 2 for a body count drops down to like 70, 75, and then 60, and then 50 once they get to 4. So girls walking around with like 100 plus body count, they've had sex with 100 dudes, they're never getting married, they're never having children, they're never being happy. There was this
Hulu show. It's called Casual. There's this woman. It's exactly like what you described. She she got divorced. Mm-hmm. She had sex with a bunch of dudes, but she's never happy.
Exactly.
She has a daughter. She's a daughter that's fallen on her path, and it's scaring her.
Really?
Because she's becoming just like her mother. Like I forgot the daughter's name, but her daughter is becoming scaring the mom because she's becoming just like herself.
Oh yeah.
And she has a brother who's a millionaire, and just throws it away to girls, fame, and now he's piss poor because he threw it away because he felt so confident in being so successful where he's unstoppable, he's untouchable, and he got so overconfident he lost all that money because some educated young man swept it.
Better. He took it out from under.
Hey, I have an excuse.
Sure. Let me tell you.
But that it matters.
Right. I did a podcast on the masculine female, or what I titled the podcast was "The Modern Woman versus the Godly Woman." A lot of it was the ideological, godly woman that the Bible gives. I also did one on men, and that we're too weak now, we're too cowardly. We got to turn that around.
It's backwards.
For the woman,
it's backwards.
Feminism and Christianity run antithetical to each other. They are perpendicular. They do not work. You cannot be a Christian and a feminist. Sorry to break it to you. It doesn't work.
Explain.
It does not work. Because subservience is the message that the Bible gives a woman, and feminism tells them to be empowered, to take charge, to be their own person, and you are just as powerful, just as good, just as great, and just as strong as man. And there's no difference between them. And that is antithetical to what the Bible teaches. And that's antithetical to human history. Any empire that has given women power in history has crumbled immediately after. Cleopatra, the Roman Empire.
No, I thought it was Egyptian.
Yeah, Egyptian.
Yeah.
Also the Roman Empire.
Didn't she do pretty
fell
well?
apart. No.
Oh,
the Egyptian
I guess my history kind of rough up.
The Egyptian Empire fell to shit as soon as Cleopatra took over.
Why?
It had been huge for thousands of years. I didn't do much on that. I had talked about it with a buddy of mine from church, and he told me with Cleopatra, it was, I believe, the weaponry fell short. She was not good at negotiating with politics.
Was she trying to act tough?
I don't think she had the capabilities of it.
Okay.
She was not a good leader, and Egypt suffered greatly for it. So, with that, I believe feminism runs antithetical to Christianity.
That makes sense.
The masculine female is destructive.
I can't put a whole lot of opinion on it because I have not done a whole lot of research. I kind of just looked up the kind of topics, and that was it. So now I have learned from this podcast so far that I need to get to work. Because you have been running this podcast the entire time. I've been mostly listening, which has been awesome. Because now I've learned a lot.
I'd love to have more conversations with you, man.
We have to have some more. I have learned a lot. Hopefully you learned a little bit. I haven't really taught you a lot because I've been kind of just mostly opinionated, not really doing facts.
When you gave me the list of topics to go over, and not to say I came in with a preconceived notion of what this is going to be.
You didn't do a Ben Shapiro. You didn't come prepared.
I didn't come prepared.
Well, you did come prepared. You just didn't know. You didn't come
knew
with the
everything
answers.
already. I didn't come and
You didn't come with the
answers.
answers.
I've just been winging this whole thing. But I know a lot about everything you were talking about. And I could see you were hitting on mainstream conservative ideas.
Yes, I did go to easy mainstream topics.
And that's what they want you to focus on.
Yeah.
Because I'd look up Asha Logos. A-S-H-A Logos. L-O-G-O-S on YouTube. Great political videos. You might have to go to...
Spell that?
Asha, A-S-H-A.
A-S-S.
S-H-A.
Okay.
Logos. L-O-G-O-S.
Asha Logos.
Did you get it right?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy makes fantastic documentary-style videos, and is well-versed, well-researched on all of it, right? And he said, I think the political atmosphere now is zoomed in, way too zoomed in so that you can't see the whole picture. And it's intentional. Like with business speak. You know how they use these big words and they make everything complicated so that they can slip things into the details that you won't notice. Oh, well this quarter we have estimated gross total sales and blah, blah, blah. Just to tell you, we're losing money because we're doing a poor job managing our workers.
Have you heard EA?
Yeah.
EA?
That huge business
The worst company.
Cancer. They're cancer.
They're literally the worst. They're the worst.
But,
you hear the Battlefront thing? You hear the Battlefront 2 thing?
Oh, that was a long time ago, but yeah.
You know, like the loot boxes and all that stuff? So, if people who don't know, EA is a big company who makes a lot of big games.
Oh, wait. Sorry to cut you off. Can we finish the other thing first?
Go, okay, sure.
Well, the zooming in on topics and being hyper-focused on certain things.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's to distract you. It's intentional. Because you're not going to see the big picture if you're hyper-focused on one thing. The Ben Shapiro show, he goes for an hour, 2 hours on certain topics very precisely, not just to be very detailed or so that you're well informed. It's a distraction. They overcomplicate everything so that they can hide their intentions. They're, as far as immigration goes, they're taking the jobs that Americans don't want and blah, 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 blah. Zoom out for a second.
That's what they're incapable of, zooming out.
Just think. Zoom out for a second and think. Is immigration better or worse for the United States as a whole?
You asking me a question?
Sure.
We have to take care of our own before we take care of others.
Worse. It's a one or the
So
other.
am I wrong?
It's better or worse. It's worse. Take care of ourselves before we take care of others. It could be a lot of things. They're taking jobs. They are diluting our ethnic identity. It's a lot of things. But ultimately, immigration is worse for the United States. And they don't want to just argue. No, it's better. They're arguing details because it distracts you.
Get you engaged in one topic and only that topic, so you
yeah.
can't think of anything else. That makes a lot of sense.
They zoom in intentionally. And so I like to zoom out and talk about things.
When we finished the first podcast, I came outside and I was like, damn, this dude is intelligent. This dude has done his research, and I feel like I have done nothing. Like, he's running this podcast, and I've done nothing. So, so far we're coming into the 2-hour mark. If you want to quit now, or if you want to continue, we can go on.
I don't want to overstay my welcome.
No, you are welcome. We can go on for hours. I don't care.
I'm fine with that.
I'm cool with that.
I have to take a piss first.
Of course.
Okay,
We will take a break.
All right.
At the 2-hour mark, maybe. We'll take a 2-hour. We have 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
At 2 minutes, we'll take a break, and we'll come back and touch base. We'll do like a little bit of recap of what we talked about.
Sure.
From the first podcast to now.
Kind of like in plays, they have an intermission.
Just kind of, we'll take an intermission for about 10 minutes, 5 minutes, how long we need. I don't want to go more than 15, but
play some bomb music. Just
play some bomb music. Get our minds thinking. We'll get some water. We'll refresh ourselves.
Hydrate.
Yeah, get all those alcohol out of our systems.
Is that movie Jarhead where he's like dehydrate and they all take a piss in the line? And then he's like, now rehydrate, and then they like chug a bottle.
Those movies are, I think, pretty real to the kind of the marine life.
They're rough on them, man.
They are rough. No, I need to get Dylan on here and tell us stories.
I would love to talk about everything we've talked about with Dylan.
And see how... Because he's pretty political.
He's more right-wing than you are. I've talked to the guy.
He's pro-gun big time.
I've talked to the guy a lot on politics. Because he's always like DMing me whenever I post something that tickles his fancy. And we'll talk about it for a good minute. And I'd love to have a good long conversation with him. I
will shoot him a text and see if he would like.
I've been meaning to. I've just been busy. I have a lot of people I'd like to bring on the podcast.
Oh, it's because me and Trace have to be there.
Yeah. And
getting Trace over here is because this is based at my house, so I'm always available.
Sure.
But getting Trace over here is kind of difficult. But and we did this together, so I want to be respectful and ask for permission to if I could shoot it just like we're doing now. Just you and me.
Sure.
But what the hell are we playing?
I don't know.
It's on Spotify right now.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. I just played Explosions and now it's playing. What were you?
Okay.
What do you want to play? Go play.
I'll play something.
Play something. But
let's go ahead and take that intermission.
Take the intermission.
But I'll get something good playing for us.
All right. Cool. All right. I don't know. We should just walk out or throw a blanket over the camera. I don't know. I haven't put any overlays because it's shooting from my phone, so I don't think I can have any overlays over this phone. But I think what I'm going to do is end the stream and then restart the stream.
Okay.
So if you're watching, we'll be back in 15 minutes. I'm going to end the stream and we will be back in 15 and go for another... Oh, hells yeah, dude. The ODST Doom music? It's kind of heavy, dude.
What do you mean ODST?
ODST?
Yeah, you said ODST?
OST.
OST.
Original soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. Dude, Doom 2016 was awesome.
Do you have that game?
Yeah, I did. I got it on the Xbox.
I beat it on Xbox One, and I'm trying to beat it again on PC.
It was so much fun.
So much fun.
Oh, it was great. It was great.
Before we go, let's just stop here so we can talk some more.
Turn it up, actually. I want to listen to that while I piss.
All right. All right. Yo, guys, we'll be back in 15. I'm in the stream. If you want to come back and see this, you'll get notified if you're following. All right, guys. We'll see you in a little bit. Bye-bye.